CZB live and direct. Cool. All right, and we are live. There, yeah.
Let
There
me
we go.
send this. Let me send this joint out. So, give me that link.
All right, I got
Give
you.
me that VIP pass. Come on. Gotta send this out.
All right.
Oh, I see that. I should just click it from YouTube. I see the
You see
notification.
it? All right, cool.
Yep.
All right, cool.
Yeah. Let me go. Let me go to subscriptions. Let me get that share link. Yep, got it.
Sweet. I like my new
So next,
setup now, bro. You see your little car picture there and shit. Looks really
yeah, I
good.
see.
I had to like dig deep, and I'm like, oh, what? Like, I need a picture of CZB, but luckily I had it already. All right, boom. Share.
Let me send this joint now. I'm saying no right now.
All right, cool. And we're gonna do a Q&A at the end and whatnot.
Yeah.
I'll use like the last 15 minutes. Yeah, I'll use the last 15 minutes to Q&A it. I'm pretty sure people always want to talk about their top tens. I don't know why that's always the thing. Like, oh, if you have any questions, put them down. Top 10, top 3, top 5. I'm like, bro, like
people. This is like a casual. It's a casual. They're casuals, man. They're going to ask the same thing.
It's
Same old love song.
It's like you can ask anything to CZV. You know, what's his favorite pizza topping or whatnot? No,
Literally, bro.
Top
Ask me
3,
about pizza, bro. I love
top 10.
pizza.
I'm
I
like,
love
bro.
pizza. I love pizza toppings and everything, man. Imagine that'll be a dream come true if they ask that.
Yeah. I thought this was happening at 7. Well, surprise, Crash. It's not happening at 7. Technically, it's gonna happen like at 6:50. We're just
send this joint out.
We're just gonna share. We're just gonna.
Let me see what other chats I didn't send it to.
Yeah. I'll post it here.
Let me make sure I gave it to everybody. Oh yeah.
What's up, Rock?
Oh yeah, I think I sent it out to all my brethrens. There we go.
Your brethrens.
All my intellectuals. I hope so. you know, if you're not intellectual, man, I still accept you, man. You could be a crackhead. I still love you. You feel me? But yeah, send it out to everybody.
Alright, boom. Live and direct.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna be looking. I'm not gonna be looking at the comments. So you got to tell me who's talking about what.
Oh no,
don't
worry, I got you.
Yeah, making sure, go. Just let you know, I'm not gonna look at anything. So yeah.
CZV right now. Link in the stories.
Yeah, come on, guys. Click and hold on to it, man, and tap in.
Okay. Oh, what's up, Epic Studios. What's good? That's Sean.
Sean Leota, the 70-year-old, lost to Jay Fontaine in like 3 minutes. He's like 17 years old. Congratulations.
This guy.
3 years old.
Oh man.
Gun to the back of your head. Name 5 Sean Leota matches. 2 of them are JJ Ramirez. Not fun.
This guy. Boom. Live and direct with CZB.
Live and direct.
Happening. Click here. Boom.
Yeah. Whenever you want to get this started, I'm ready.
Yeah. Right. I'm just gonna share for a while, get people into it. Then from there, boom, I got you. Live and direct with CZB. Click here. All right, and I'll tag CZB. You know, every time I look at your name on Instagram, it's like black lip bastard, and in my eyes it looks like black lipstick bastard. I don't know why my eyes like fuck around with that. Okay. Now I'm gonna share on my comeback kid.
Yeah, let me repost that. Post that.
Stories.
Yeah, let me see who else is in there. And then let me see if this man's alive. Because I purposely kicked out Phoenix So yeah, let me see if you do it.
I feel so bad when you pitched me that.
He gave me the heads up, man.
No.
I said no.
I know that. It's just personally like, oh, he was like, my second one. They're like, oh, he really wants it. All right, just ask him.
He didn't seem like he wanted it when he said go ahead. I'm like, okay, man. You didn't even put up a fight, man. Okay, I accept it. That man didn't even accept to fight me for the interview. Okay. I'm like, all right, man. Yeah. That was easy.
All right, let me share this to some group chats that I'm in. I'm in like so many fucking group chats. Jesus Christ. All right. What's up, Kron? What's up, Crash? What's up, Alex? What's up, Sean? What's up, Rock?
I'm about to be a day. Let me send this shit to.
You gonna spam this shit? Are you gonna spam?
Skag Vegas Wrestling's only sending me shit. It's time for me to repay the same favor.
Oh my god, you're gonna pull a Skag? Like, comment, share right now, join. Right?
I'm about to be like, yeah, nigga, you wanna fucking auto send me shit every day? Yeah, I'm gonna send you something. I'm gonna send you a racist picnic basket. All right, let me send this. All right.
This guy.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Were you in Skeg? Great. You were in Skeg for a while.
No, I think he quietly released me because I don't play good with others. So yeah.
Really? I don't know. You're pretty cool.
Especially with knowing tribalism and favoritism is a part of it. Then it's like, yeah, man, all bets are off, man. I don't like that. Yeah. But it is what it is, man. People have their favorites. Sometimes we just gotta accept it. Walk away from the door and go on to better opportunities. That's how it works nowadays.
Yeah. Crash says, Maxi, when do I get my interview? Oh.
Why do you deserve an interview?
Hey.
Let's talk about your losses. No, thank you.
Be nice, CZB. Be nice. Anybody can be part of the interview.
You gotta get that big moment before you earn the interview. That's how it works. But yeah, I'm ready. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We'll start exactly at 6:50, so we have 5 more minutes. It gives me time to share and whatnot. Okay. Jay will get an interview for you, Crash. Yeah, man. Oh man. All right. So we got 9 people watching. Not bad.
Yeah, that's good. That's good numbers already. Yeah, I'm accepting it. 6:44.
Yeah.
6 more minutes.
Jay will get an interview for you, Chris. Can everybody hear us? I want to see.
Hope so.
I'm pretty sure everybody can hear us. I mastered this yesterday, but I'm pretty sure everybody can hear us. Crash says, can everybody hear us? All right, there you go.
Yeah, everyone can hear us.
Cool. All right, perfect. I mastered this yesterday. I'm pretty sure everybody can hear us. All right, let me shut myself up now. Okay, cool. All right, guys, 5 more minutes on the clock. We're gonna talk about wrestling. Max's volume is lower than C's. All right, boom. Hello. This is KBFF. Playing the smooth jazz CV 101.9. Yeah. By the way, guys, if you want to get a shirt, decent shirt coming out soon. Oh yeah.
4 more minutes now.
4 more minutes. That's right. 4 more minutes. C's. CZB. What's up, Marty? How are you doing?
Marty Morton, guys.
You're a fan of Marty?
Yeah, I criticize him a lot, but I'm a fan of him.
Oh, what do you criticize about, huh?
Man, he's letting everyone hold him down. That's the problem. Like, he's been here for like 2 years already. It's about time Marty starts breaking his chains, not being under the system, not being such a nice guy. Like, he's an angry guy when he can be. But sometimes, to slay a monster, you gotta be a monster. That's how it works. Sometimes it comes to that ultimatum.
You know what? I think this is why I respect you a lot. Is you're one of those, like, you do not hold back on what you say. You tell it how it is, right? I feel like
I
that's
think,
always.
yeah.
I feel like that's always your thing. Yeah. I remember.
I think Marty right now is doing very good. He had a good match with Jay Fontaine recently on EMW Next Gen, the first episode. I think that was a good ass match.
Mhm.
Even though it ended with John Sparrow interfering, sad face emoji. It happens, you know. I'm excited for the rematch. So yeah.
Yeah. All right.
And besides, if we're being honest right now, I think the two people would expect to take over once people like me are gone is Jay Fontaine and Marty Morton. So that's kind of the perfect future right there.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, at least.
Yeah.
I hope so.
All right. Let me pop this up. I'm gonna leave this ad for a while till we start.
3 minutes.
3 minutes. 3 more minutes.
3-minute warning. You know what it is.
3-minute warning. 3 minutes. Guys, make sure to pick up a shirt. I'm gonna be advertising this for a while, but yeah. 10. Oh, we have 10 people. It's consistent 10. All right, not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, man.
Not bad.
I mean, we can start this shit 3 minutes early, man.
No. We will start exactly at 6:50 on the dot.
We got like 2 minutes left. We're almost there.
Yes. We start 2 minutes left. We're gonna start this shit.
We're getting red hot. Man. You know, the Harlem Heat, man. Harlem Heat. Yeah, we're getting closer. We're getting close.
All right.
Yeah. Waste these final 2 minutes. How was your day, man? Anything happened today? Anything like yeah.
It was kind of like busy in the clinic, but
yeah.
But at the last I think the second half of the day, we didn't have that many appointments, so we were cool.
Mm-hmm.
We were chill.
All right.
Yeah.
So you had so you had like an easy day, basically. Second half, at least?
Yeah. How about you?
Cool, that's cool. Shit, tomorrow's Friday. I would want an easy day too. We're almost there already. We're almost there. 1 minute left, but yeah, we're almost there. In real
look
life.
At you! 1 minute left. You hype. You really want this interview to happen. That's crazy.
Hey, I don't do interviews that much. At least like in this.
All right, you don't do interviews that much, or you never got offered to do an interview. Is that one of those?
I think it's more of I don't get offered. I can see why. I can really see why I don't get offered. I'm not gonna act like I'm gonna be passive with interviews. I'm not. Like right now, you see me. I'm not passive. I'm all rowdy. So like yeah, but it's what I mean. Man, come on, man. Don't you want personas on your interviews? do you want people just be? Do you just want people to be the calmest all the time? Don't you want people to be like hyped up and everything?
You know, it's funny. I don't know why. I see a lot of people get a lot of comments on their posts. I get no comments on my posts. There are times where I look at my AG and did I just shut off comments? All right, 6:50. All right, I'm a man of my word.
Let's get this joint started, man. All right. Blaze it up.
In 5, 4, 3, 2. What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to XVPW's live and direct with my special guest CZB. On my last interview, I interviewed Crom the Machine. It was supposed to be Phoenix today, but
I kicked him out. In the interview. I told him straight up, like, bro, you got to sit out for this one, sideline.
So yeah, I have Phoenix next week. Today I have the Rabid Wolverine CZB.
Yeah, Felix is part of DXGS. It's all good. He's the bench warmer. I'm the runner up. You know how it is. But, it's all good. He'll get his moment. It's all good.
All right, so if you guys have any questions, put them down later on in the last, I believe, 15 minutes of this interview. 15 minutes. Because I will not scroll up. But we're just going to shoot the shit with CZB. First, we're going to talk about a little bit of wrestling, because that's what we're all in for, right? We love to talk about wrestling and give our opinions on it. Then we're going to talk about CZB's journey through CAW from back then to now. And he's going to give us his truthful, honest, unfiltered opinions about this community. So I'm pretty sure you all are very hyped for that. I'm pretty sure he is.
I would be too.
But yeah, man, let's talk about wrestling, man. When did you got into? When was like the first time you saw wrestling in your eyes, bro? Like, what happened?
Throughout the years of me growing up, when I was like a little kid, little me, I always heard names about. I always knew who The Rock was. I always knew who John Cena was. Like, it's like I feel like you don't need to watch wrestling to know who those two people were. That's the reality of it. Yeah. Those two are mega stars, especially The Rock. And now John Cena, is pursuing his, he's paving his own way in acting. But either way, it's like even if he wasn't acting, he was just wrestling. People know who he is. Yeah. You don't have to watch wrestling to know that. And the funny part is my mom was also a fan of wrestling back then, also. So it was like
if you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I'm like 20.
You're 20.
Yeah, I'm 20
now. Did you grow up during the Ruthless Aggression? I'm pretty sure, right? You grew up during Ruthless Aggression era, or
but I would say that I was getting more familiar with wrestling towards I'm in elementary school, like third grade. I'll say around like third grade. That's when I was like, okay, wrestling has piqued my interest. Let me watch this joint.
Yeah.
And, I haven't looked back since.
Okay.
People I think I really started watching wrestling like full time around the time where after the quote unquote one time event, once in a lifetime, John Cena versus The Rock, and then they did a bum ass rematch.
Okay.
That's when I started watching wrestling full time because
yeah, I
heard about like I said, those two were the names I always heard growing up.
Okay.
So obviously I think it's a fitting introduction that I watched a match between them two, since it was so hyped up anyways.
Yeah.
And like I said, my mom was always a fan of wrestling also. Like she used to scream out "suck it" and everything. I always wonder why.
Why she did that?
Until I watched wrestling, I discovered the not the XGS, DK, D-Generation X. That's what I discovered. I'm like, okay, this makes perfect sense now why my mom was screaming that shit. But yeah, since then I haven't looked back. Wrestling has been, has its ups and downs. It makes me want to fucking quit. But at the end of the day, it's like, I always get swooped back. I always get swooped back in by something, man. It's lovely, man. It's that feeling that you cannot really ever leave. So it's like, wrestling is one of those feelings. So yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
Well, what you call it? So I'm guessing your mom, she basically got you into it, Like, did she order? Did she order any pay-per-views when you were a kid, or
the first pay-per-view? What's crazy? This is also crazy. Yeah. The first pay-per-view I was able to watch that my mom and stepdad ordered, that we all watched together, was it was that Survivor Series, The Authority versus Team Cena. So that's the first pay-per-view I watched full on.
Oh, and okay.
And the crazy thing is, I always knew who Sting was also. My proper introduction, English, trying to get my words out, man. I'm excited. My proper introduction to Sting is that was my introduction right there. Like when he came out.
Oh, okay.
And what's crazy is I always heard about him, but I never really saw him face to face on TV or anything before then.
Yeah.
So I just literally said, my mom was shocked, my stepdad was shocked, and I said, and before anything, I said, is that Sting? I just thought in my gut, that's Sting, right?
Yeah.
They told me, yes, that's Sting, and it was a crazy stereotype between Sting and Triple H.
Yeah.
Like once you learn the lore about everything that happened prior, it makes it that much effectful. Especially when that someone like Sting didn't want to come to WWE because they were burying WCW stars. Especially the ironic part is he didn't want to come to WWE because of how the way The Rock buried Booker T on the mic. But the surprising part is Booker T has gained more success also. So, but Booker T is a legend. But you get the point of view. That's the first pay-per-view I watched.
Is your family family into wrestling too outside of your mom?
No, actually, I would see time to time again.
Yeah.
My grandpa used to watch Lucha Underground. Like, I used to look at the TV sometimes while I passed by.
Yeah,
I saw Rey Mysterio. And I was like, oh, cool, Rey Mysterio. But I didn't really think much about it.
Yeah.
And during that time period, I didn't even know that was Lucha Underground. But eventually, I got into Lucha Underground, obviously. And, I didn't look back since until it's discontinued.
Yeah.
Sad case.
I love Lucha Underground.
It was still dope, man. So I think at some point, all my family members were definitely into wrestling. Nowadays, they're not. I'm the only one left, honestly, which is okay, touche. They get older. They got older. They got busier. They don't want to watch wrestling. They want to watch other shit.
Are you an
So by
only?
me,
Are you an only child, or you have brothers and
no,
sisters?
I have like four other siblings. I'm not the only. I'm the first child. So yeah,
You're the first. Oh man, you have a lot of
yup.
responsibilities, huh? You're
Not
basically.
really, but yeah,
So I got a
I'm not.
question. What you call it?
Yeah,
You have this like accent, and you said Dique. What are you? Dominican, Puerto Rican,
I'm Dominican. Yes,
Dominicana?
Afro
Okay.
Latino. Afro Latino. Feel me?
Yeah, that's what's up, man. You're also from New York, right? New York.
So raise a glass the same way as the Statue of Liberty raises a torch. Yes, yes, yes. That's what's up.
What borough you represent?
Manhattan.
Manhattan. Okay. All
Yeah.
right. All right. Do you cause judging by the way you speak and how you are, and well, cause the way I see you in these group chats and the way you speak and all that, you really do have that grimy hustle street, like you're
I'll
basically
say I'm definitely a hustler. I don't give up that easy.
yeah
Like you have to do a lot to make me give up. And
yeah
once I give up, it's like once I give up, I hate myself for it. Cause it's like, man,
yeah.
what convinced me to give up this time when I never done it before?
You have a lot
The
of
crazy part is people don't know that I lived in New York, but I also had to move out for a temporary time.
mhm.
I had to move to Virginia and then move to Florida, and I hated both experiences.
I bet.
I'm gonna tell you, if I had to give anyone traveling advice, don't go to Virginia. You want a vacation there? Go ahead. Feel the aesthetic. That's what they call it nowadays, right? Go to the beach.
Yeah.
Put your feet in the sand.
Mhm.
Okay, that's a good, but it's not really a good place to live. It's really boring, and that boredom made me very, very depressed.
Mhm.
And so I went to Florida, and Florida. It kind of reignited me in a way. Like I wasn't like all like in the blues anymore. I was more like, yeah, I'm excited to come back to New York.
Yeah.
And once I graduated from high school and everything, because that was the requirement, I made it do with my mom. I'm like, Mom, after I'm done with Florida, after I'm done with high school,
Mhm.
I'm gonna go back to New York and I'm gonna do what I want to do. I'm gonna work. I'm gonna do college, and I'm going
Yeah.
back to college in August, the end of August. And I'm currently working full time. So yeah, that's what's up. And she gave me the liberty. She was like, you know what, if you want to do that, you could do that. And
Yeah.
at times, moms, parents don't really accept when their kids are trying to like move on and pave their own path, which is understandable.
Mhm.
You never want like you grew up with that kid, you birthed that kid, but at the same time, it's like, man, we all got to pave our own way. Do you really want me to live off of you? Like, you feel me?
You
So
try.
yeah.
Oh yeah. So you already had like a grown up mentality already from that time. From I guess like
Yeah,
late
but
high
it
school and
also
stuff
it
like that.
also it also stemmed from a lot of arguments though, because
Oh, of course.
mom,
Yeah.
moms lied, moms promised things, and things don't work out,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that's why I'm like, she might be like, I'm too young to understand it. I'm like, maybe you're right, but just don't lie to me at least. Like, tell me the truth. Don't
Mhm.
lie to me about anything. You want me to understand from a grown point of view. Are grown supposed to lie to their own kids?
Sometimes, what's funny is sometimes I don't. I want to say they lie, but they also keep certain truths just so to protect you. Cause I'm an only child.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I feel
I seen my mom, my dad. They stayed together because of me.
Mhm.
I seen the fights. I seen the secrets behind
Yeah.
So sometimes understand why my mom did certain things to protect me or say not certain things to me till I got a little bit older, and you know what, you didn't have to explain
No,
yourself.
you're
'Cause
definitely
I
correct. 'Cause,
experienced that.
not, yeah,
Yeah.
you're definitely correct about the point of like
Yeah.
it doesn't really like things don't really work out more until you get a little bit older.
Mhm.
Older. And, me
Yeah.
and my mom are way cooler now. We talk
That's what's up.
more.
Yeah,
We
that's how
can
I
have
am with
grown
my
up.
mom now.
We're like,
Yeah.
we can have grown up conversations about stuff. Like I'm not a kid no more, so she could tell me shit now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I very much appreciate that. I can understand how it's hard on her,
Yeah.
but I don't consider no one a perfect parent, so I don't really criticize like that. I never
Mhm.
expect no one. Like I always feel like once you have a kid, you're not really prepared for it, even if they tell you stuff you are.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, especially since I was the first child and she has four more
Yeah.
now.
Exactly.
She's
Since
more
you're the first child.
she's more efficient with those four kids, which is like, okay, she learned from me. I was the
Yeah.
first one. She had me very young. It is what it is. I can
Mhm.
accept that. People, you can't control everybody. I don't like the fact people want to critique people's lives. I'm
No.
always like, bro, okay, you want to judge his life? How about you learn how he copes before you want to judge somebody? Like, learn
Yeah.
how he handles things,
Yeah.
because it's gonna be way different than you, obviously. But
For sure.
but yeah,
Damn,
let's move on.
we got deep. I felt like I learned something new today from CZB. Oh shit.
Yep, it happens. Yeah.
All right, man. So you're into wrestling now. Do you have I'm pretty sure you watch wrestling now, right? Do you have a specific
Obviously,
favorite?
I watch. I'm in the community. I have to.
Do you have a favorite type of wrestling style? Like there's the indie
throughout
style.
The years,
yeah.
Throughout the years, it really has changed up. Right now, I feel like I could probably say like on top of my first my top favorite, obviously. But throughout the years, when I discovered that WWE, I always knew that WWE wasn't the only company. I always knew like there's companies like AEW, not AEW,
No.
Ring of Honor,
New
Impact,
Japan, Evolve, all that shit. Yeah.
But I didn't know about New Japan Pro Wrestling. So when New Japan came out of nowhere, that kind of like gained my interest. I'm like, okay, I never seen this before.
Yeah.
Especially I only know all the companies that were in America. I never knew outside of it that they could be more than that. So it opened up my mind more. So but nowadays when New Japan, I feel like New Japan's a hit or miss sometimes. Not sometimes, all the time. It could be a hit or miss depending on how they book and approach things. Because they really have fucked up my taste in Japan styles and everything. I just feel like with the book, I think it's more the booking of the match. The booking, the end result is what pisses me off the most. Is I can't watch this shit no more. And I kept my word with New Japan. I barely watch New Japan.
Yeah.
The only time I watched Kenny versus Will Ospreay. It's probably the last match. I was like, okay, people are talking about it so much.
Was that part 2 or part 1?
Number 2.
Number 2?
No, actually, no. It was the one at Wrestle Kingdom.
Okay, so yeah, part 1. The COVID one. The COVID one.
If you want to count PWG, then part 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know why people ignore that match. It's part 2. So yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I fuck with that. But the crazy thing is PWG, I love it. Obviously, it's an indie style type matchup, but it's it's just a place that if you want to fight or have dream matches, just have fun in wrestling. PWG seems like the place is I'll book anybody and they'll have fun. The crowd will love it and everything. And I looked up. I love the history of PWG. I know people like Super Dragon. Heel Roderick Strong was crazy. Adam Cole and the Bucks were crazy. Kevin Steen, El Generico, that's how I discovered those people from PWG.
If you ever watch early ROH, and you'll see the growth of that, and when you watch PWG, be like, man, that birthed this, that birthed that.
Exactly. Everything stems from the top superstars, and that's why I love the fact that KO paid respect to the PWG and his WrestleMania thing.
Oh yeah,
because that's where he stems from. PWG really does create stars. At least create stars to the fact that they can move on to a different place and exceed more. Yeah. So yeah, but if you have to talk about styles, I miss the black and gold style of NXT. I loved it so much. I think everyone did at some point. So yeah, personas, you can have personas.
You ever watched early TNA?
I never watched early TNA.
You know what? If you love PWG and whatnot, watch not TNA when it was on Spike, but it was called NWA TNA and whatnot. And
okay,
and
that
from
was
there,
way back though.
It's way back. It's way back, but you'll see a lot of ROH graduates in TNA, and and since you love the PWG style, if you watch early TNA, you're gonna be like, holy crap, this is. Because you're going to see guys like Low Key, Amazing Red,
obviously.
Early AJ Styles, early, there's a guy there too, I forgot. You're also going to see a lot of ECW graduates, and you're going to see because you said you love the early black and gold style, right? It's almost similar like that, because they were doing stuff, and they're like, oh, okay, this is the hottest shit, because you'll see when you see Samoa Joe, he just grabbed that, you'll see Joe's last match in ROH, and you're gonna see him appear in TNA and be like, holy crap, that's the style that I like. And that's why I say if you love black and gold, early TNA was the hottest shit because of that.
Obviously, once I discovered TNA, I had to check them out. I love being educated.
Yeah.
I think it if you discover these companies, you hear there's so much praise about them.
Yeah.
Let's get educated. Let's search it up, and that's what I did with TNA. I did with TNA, Ring of Honor, WCW, New Japan, every one of them. But
Yeah.
NXT Black and Gold, you know,
Yeah. NXT Black and Gold was
I
worth
watched
it. Yeah.
WWE. I watched WWE.
Yeah.
So when I heard about NXT, it was like, okay, let me discover. That's where I discovered people like Gargano, Ciampa. I fucking love Ciampa, man.
Yeah.
Ciampa NXT
I can see
was
why
a
you like
different
Ciampa. Yeah. I can see why you
American
like Ciampa.
Alpha, the Revivals, Authors of Pain. Who else? Let me see. Bailey.
American
Sasha.
Alpha was probably the hottest shit. I remember that. American Alpha was like that fucking group, bro.
Sami Zayn,
FTR,
Kevin Owens,
early FTR.
Who else?
Remember Buddy Murphy with Alexa Bliss and this guy, forgot his name.
Buddy Murphy, I remember that tag team too. Let me see.
Oh god, and he ended up being a part of that faction. I forgot his name. But
yeah,
that team
with Gunner, and everything.
Yeah.
Wasn't it called like Forgotten Sons or something?
Yeah, he was part of Forgotten Sons, but
I remember. I know who you're talking about, but unfortunately, we don't remember this.
It's tough. But
you know that
early 2012, 2016, 2014, that was a good era for wrestling. Like I feel like that was the pinnacle of wrestling because when you had the main event roster, you had Cena feuding with like Punk and all that stuff, and you still have the Shield, right?
Yeah.
But then people still buzzing about that NXT. Then keep in mind, even back then, that was early. That was like AJ Styles Bullet Club era. So you had New Japan Pro Wrestling, right? And you had the Bullet Club. Then you had Ring of Honor. Then you had PWG guys, and the Bucks was everywhere. So like it was like pinnacle. And you know what's great about that time too? 2K19.
Still the best games to come. The best games to come out the 2K era. Right there.
Yeah, but Crash said it was Wesley Blake. Yeah, Wesley Blake and
Wesley Blake. That's the one. Yeah.
Wesley Blake, Buddy Murphy. Then you had Alexa Bliss team with them. Yeah, you even had Enzo and Cass, and that was the hottest shit with Carmelo.
Man, I'm always pissed about the fact that Enzo and Cass never won a tag team strap. That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
Not on the main like you will expect like okay, they're moving to the main roster. They'll get it right. Not even then.
Oh, even that in that same era too, right? We had the Cruiserweight Classics. And the NXT UK. So you had Dunn. You had Mustache Mountain, right? And that was a good time. That was a fucking good time.
But you know, like I think I like I know. I'm not going to bash Kenny versus Okada. I hang with Kenny. I hang with Okada. A lot of people hate Okada, but surprisingly, I don't. And I don't know why. Every time people mention Okada, they're like, I fucking hate that guy. He always wins a championship.
Really? People hate Okada? What was this?
No, I don't think you know. Like people I know at least. They always like Okada always wins the championship back. And I'm here like, bro, I don't know what to tell you, bro. He's just that good, honestly.
Yeah.
There's a reason he's the most reliable person in New Japan. I can see why they always put the strap back on.
Yeah.
And either way, he puts on bangers, so I wouldn't complain. But you know, I like to argue about what was a better trilogy. Not really a better trilogy. What was a better story? Okada and Kenny? Or Ciampa, ignore the cinematic match, please. Ignore cinematic match.
I still think Gargano and Ciampa probably had the best story. I mean, Kenny and Okada, I somewhat understand, but story wise, it has to be Gargano and Ciampa because they started off as a put together team, and you know their matches together against the Revival. You know, Authors of Pain, and the fact that they broke up, and you know, it was pretty cool. I mean, give and take.
Also, it's always about the aftermath. Also, like, okay, Kenny finally got the strap, the world strap that he desired so much, but it didn't really. Like, let's be real. Let's be realistic. Let's be real. New Japan Kenny was dope, but the world championship run didn't live up to hype.
Oh no, because you know why though, right?
Obviously, but I'm just saying in general, like okay, like
I mean,
you want to compare story, if you want to try and battle against me on why I think Johnny versus not you in particular, but you feel me, right?
Yeah.
If you want to battle against me on why I would choose Johnny versus Ciampa any day over them, it always matters. What's the aftermath of that story? Where will both men go?
Yeah.
And in a way, okay, touche. Kenny left New Japan, dropped it to Ace, which I was happy about. I was like, okay, he dropped it to Ace. That's cool. He got like even though we all knew Ace was gonna be a transitional champion, it was still nice to see him get the glory one last time.
Yeah.
But you know, it's always about the aftermath and how like what happens after the stories. And even though you could kind of make the claim that Ciampa and Gargano never really got to like really like finish their story because Ciampa got injured and everything like that. And then I can see why they turned Johnny Gargano heel, but we didn't need no cinematic match.
I believe if it wasn't for COVID and it wasn't for the injury, we would have got what the fans always wanted. And I'll probably debate this with everybody.
Yeah.
Adam Cole should have won at that takeover against Gargano. And I'll debate anybody specifically on that.
Well, which we're talking about like Gargano's first title defense against him?
Remember, Ciampa got injured. It was supposed to be Ciampa.
Oh, okay. You're talking about the one where it was vacated.
Yeah, when it was vacated, right? And
okay, yeah. Okay, I can see the argument. I'm not even going to disagree with you because to how Gargano's reign turned out and how everything turned out for him afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
maybe that should have happened.
Because the fact that Gargano never wrestled Cole and never had the opportunity to face Undisputed Era, he should have lost that and whatnot, and gave it to Adam Cole during that time.
Yeah, but that's what I'm talking about. Like there were so many. To me, it was like a treasure chest of so many personas that I would never expect to like really blossom, and at least in the main roster. But on NXT, when it's supposed to be a development brand and Triple H turned it into more than that, to our eyes, that was remarkable. That's something that we cannot forget ever. Yeah. Like do you like
the new NXT now?
I don't hate it, but I think with some characters, like I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not a fan of Wesley. I think that his championship title reign was carried by his opponents. That's how I personally feel, though. I feel like you put him in so many I feel like they put him in like more multi-man matches and everything than one-on-one matches for me to be like, okay, I hang with them. But I also feel like I can see why people said that Dijak versus Wesley was like a takeover match from like the old times. I can see that, but I feel like Dijak should have won.
Yeah.
I feel like imagine this: Dijak won, and then the last man standing match. That's when Dragunov finally gets some gold.
Give me your top 5. Your top 5
on what?
Top 5 favorite,
like top 5. Everything.
Yeah, your own personal top 5. I want to know. I feel like I already know who number 1 is, but I could be wrong. But I want to say.
I feel like when it comes like my mind changes and everything, but for right now, for what I could tell you, but I could probably say that this list is the most accurate and it probably won't change no matter how many answers I replace.
Yeah.
People like this is like not in really in order, just like top 5 people that I grew up with and that I will say like I love them the most. People like Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Okay.
Mick Foley.
Okay.
Who else? Brian Pillman. Yes.
Okay.
Who else?
So you got 2 more.
Brian Danielson.
And
then of course number 1, my guy Mox. I gotta go with Mox number 1.
That was the number 1.
Obviously, he was gonna be number 1 regardless. But, like those are the 5 people, like because I really got into WWE once, like with the whole Daniel Bryan, like. The crazy part is my first introduction to Daniel Bryan Danielson was during when John Cena randomly, like I always knew him from Team Hell No.
Yeah.
So I didn't know anything out of that. I didn't know he was like a good. Well, I'm not gonna act like he wasn't a good wrestler. I was like, okay, like with his one-on-one matches, he always lost them though. Yeah. So I never really took him seriously.
Yeah.
But once he went against John Cena, once John Cena picked him out of the crowd and said like, I'm gonna face you at SummerSlam, and the crowd was cheering like crazy, I was like, yo, what the fuck? What's going on? Like, y'all don't fuck with John Cena no more? I was like, yo, you're on John Cena? I understand, but I was younger back then. I understand now why people wanted a new champion so bad.
Yeah.
But, back then I was like, that's Big Match John, bro. Like,
I think during that time era of Danielson, John, Punk, I realized that people understood what indie wrestling was all about, and it was these guys getting shot. And I feel like that was the reason why,
But Daniel Bryan is definitely like number 2. He used to be number 1, but then Mox changed it all up for me. From Dean Ambrose, from his old work that I used to watch, also wondering like if will he ever do this again? To his AEW run, like that's why he's my top.
Yeah.
But Daniel Bryan with the Authority story, like him versus the Authority for like so long, and then like it got so bad to the point where the fans were like, yo, you need to change the rest. You need to change the main event. We don't want Batista in the main event.
Yeah.
I fuck with Batista. Wrong place, wrong time. I really think Hollywood Batista could have really done something because Batista came back.
Can you imagine if we got Hollywood wrestlers back? You had like Batista, Cena. You got what you call it?
The Rock.
The Rock.
The
You know,
Rock.
put these Hollywood guys in a faction. Oh, that'd be fucking great, man.
Oh, that'd be dope. That'd be dope. But I didn't feel like when Batista came back, you should have immediately done Brock Lesnar versus Batista. Like, come on, man.
Oh,
so many
man,
missed opportunities.
Brock would have
So many
fucked
missed
him up.
opportunities during that time period. Like,
Do you like Brock Lesnar?
of course, I love Brock Lesnar. Like, I understand why a lot of people hate him, but I'm like, bro.
That's
he
a guy
to me-
who I still respect to this day because of he's a like there's this is what I call there's main event stars, but there are also main attractions. And Brock Lesnar to this day I feel is just a main attraction. Like that man's above titles now,
Obviously,
Yeah.
I feel it, but I felt like I always felt like he was above championships. I felt like if he ever takes a championship, it was obviously only going to be exclusive to the world because obviously that's like that's the position you put him at.
Mm-hmm.
That's where he belongs all the time.
Yeah.
But there's of course I feel like you might have loved Brock Lesnar, but at some point you had to be like, what the fuck this guy, man? I'm sick of this. Like, you feel me?
Actually, no. I still
with
respect
me,
the guy. I still.
I hate him right now. I hate him in that moment, but afterwards I'm like, that's Brock Lesnar, man. He's still cool with me.
Yeah.
But every time, like at the Royal Rumble,
Mm-hmm.
like towards that Roman versus Brock Lesnar feud up to WrestleMania, I got pissed when he won the Royal Rumble. I was so pissed. He should have, that's like I never really got mad at WWE pay-per-view before then. Like I never from every bad decision they made, I never took it to heart.
Yeah.
But when Brock lost to Bobby Lashley, I was so happy about that. But then I was like, wait a minute, no, bro. I got so pissed. I got so heated when I heard his music at number 3. I was like, you know what, bro? I started cursing out the pay-per-view and everything, man. It was like I was so heated. Like, bro, out of every alternative you could have done, you make him enter the Royal Rumble and take away the opportunities that so many have tried to thrive for.
Yeah.
But I'm not mad about it now. But that's probably like the first and last time I ever really gotten like heated. Like you should ask everyone. Like you should ask everyone that in that watch party like how that really felt about everything. Like I didn't. I was also going on a rant the whole night. Also that night.
I can only imagine.
On my story.
Yeah, I can imagine your stories.
I was pissed. And everyone was like swiping up saying like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "I don't care, bro. I'm pissed, man. Like, I'm sick of this." They could have done Roman versus Brock anytime they want, but they want to do it in this sort of fashion. Like, come on, man. But yeah.
Let's talk about Call, bro. I feel.
Let's talk about it.
When did you get started, or when did you realize this was a thing, or like when did you first create your first CZB call, or was it always a CZB call?
It was always CZB. It was never nothing else. I'm not like Prom. I didn't go by no other name. I was stuck by CZB. At first, you could say like it was Crazy Boy. It was Crazy Boy at first, but then I was like over time, once I grew my name a little bit more, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna treat you as a crazy bastard.
What game was this, by the way, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, 19, obviously. I was like around 19? Like 19 era. That's when I first popped up and everything.
Well, so, did you play any games before then, or was it always 19?
I made the ZZ character like before then, like on 18, and I think like on 17 also. But I didn't know about Call. I didn't know it was worldwide or universal, none of that.
All right, so so you created your CZB Call on the 2K17, 2K18 games, whatever.
Yeah.
Then you realize
I'll tell you. I'll get to that. Yeah. Basically, one day I knew people like Osborne. I knew people like Robin. I knew people like TJ Evans, Yuck. But I knew people like him before the community.
Oh, you knew them before?
So, yeah.
Okay.
I knew these guys like since I was like a 6th grader, basically.
Oh. Huh.
Robin, I know him in real life. We went to the same school, middle school, and everything. We work out together, everything like that. We're still close and everything. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you feel me? Like I knew Robin in real life, but besides that, me and Robin eventually met people like on the internet, Cassidy Osborne and TJ Evans and more.
Okay.
But obviously, people like Cassidy Osborne and TJ Evans are the ones who stuck. So yeah. And Cassidy was the one. Well, actually, we always had the idea of a company called XDPW, Xtreme Division Pro Wrestling. That's what it was always called. I don't know if the name changed right now. I don't know if they changed the name. but that was always the like initials XDPW, the 4 initials right there, the 4 capital letters. That was it.
Okay.
So basically, we used to like first it was like a PvP thing, and then eventually we wanted to get like more people involved in it, like more PvP, more storylines. Like let's start building shit up. So Cassidy was like, we should like maybe we should make a gaming account for it and see if there's like any other people
Was this all?
in the
Was this
community.
on? Was this on Instagram or some other community media?
No, on Instagram, like I said, me and Rob and everyone else, we used to know the toxic PvP players. We knew the toxic people back then, man. It was a time to live. It was a funny time actually looking back on it. But yeah, it eventually turned to like, okay, let's start our own company. It's PvP. And then we eventually said like maybe we should transition to like eFed to make things more easier, get more storylines, get more segments, create segments.
Did you always call it eFed, or did you discover the name eFed, or you realized, oh, that's eFed? Like,
we didn't know what it was called, but that's what the way to describe it was like maybe we should do like computer versus like player, or computer versus computer.
Okay.
We didn't know about eFed, AI, all of that. We just knew computer.
Yeah, I didn't know what the fuck eFed was. I really didn't know. I'm just like, what the fuck is eFed? What is everybody calling it eFed? I didn't even know what call was. A boy had to tell me. My friend had to tell me what call was. He said, oh, it's like call. I'm like, what the fuck is call? I thought we were just doing something on our own. No, that's call. I'm like,
yeah. And then eventually we made like the 2K thing and everything. And due to like connections, we got in contact with someone named Justin Massacre. Ironic, right? Justin Massacre was the first call that me and Cassidy and Rob and everyone else met.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's cool. So so like that's why I don't really like when people are telling me like when people like try to like downgrade Justin and be like that guy's kind of slow and everything. I'm like, but I knew him first, so I respect him more than a lot of people.
That's how I was in Facebook actually. A lot of people does not know Justin Massacre's popularity on Facebook. Then I discovered, because I knew Justin Massacre through Facebook. Then when I realized how big he is on the IG scene, I'm like, I talked to him like, Justin, you've been doing this longer than those guys on Facebook, and they don't really know about you. Like, you should like tell them. I had to back him up on another place. Like, guys, like this guy is technically in my eyes a legend now because he's been doing this for longer than I have, and I'm just like, oh shit.
I knew that's how I discovered like there was like different calls. That's where I discovered like calls.
Yeah.
Justin Massacre, I discovered him first, but then I realized there was more out there. And at first, what's crazy?
What's up?
I was like, what? I told Cassidy like, okay, y'all all making accounts for IG of our characters. I'm not doing that shit. So imagine if I just said, yeah, I'm not doing that shit, and I just like stayed exclusive to XVPW while it dies. And I just never come back. Imagine if that happened. Imagine if I imagine if I just said, yeah, I'm gonna just not make an account. They want to know about me. They want to watch the show. Yeah. Imagine if I did that and I stuck to that. That would have been crazy. No one would have knew who I was. At least like the level right now. Obviously, I don't think me staying exclusive to one company was gonna help that. So yeah, that's kind of crazy. But eventually, I caved in. Not really caved in. I was like, you know what, bro? Maybe I should just make an account, get something, post like, what do you call it? Let me just help Cassidy like promote the company and everything with me making my own character account and everything as such. And that's why I did. And then I realized there was more companies out there. I was like, oh shit. And then eventually I discovered highlight reel. And I was like, how do you do that? And people always say that they learn from somebody. I learned from nobody.
Yeah, same.
I had to figure it all out all by myself because people want to send me videos, YouTube links. I'm here like, bro, I still don't understand. Tell me it like textbook. Yeah. Tell me a textbook.
What was the first highlight reel match you saw? Do you remember?
I wouldn't really know. Like, I think the first highlight reel match maybe like the first company I discovered highlight reel was like the Dynasty Network. Mm-hmm. Like when the show Dynasty, like there was no WCW yet. It was just Dynasty. Mm-hmm. The Dynasty would like to put out shows. And then, I used to hit up like company. I used to DM them like, yo, sign me up, hit me up. I'll do anything. Yeah. I signed up. I was like, hit them up. I hit them up. They let me on red. And Excel with Dan Green. He let me on red. Who else let me on red? Yeah. I tried to knock out my hustle. Thought I was nobody. Yeah. Think again. But yeah, who else? I hit up like a lot of companies basically that were like in that like Hollywood aspect. I was like, okay, that's cool. How do you do that? I hit up every company that was like that.
There was a match that I saw. It was and I think you were in this group chat earlier. They were talking about it. Namo.
I think you told me.
Yeah, it was Namo and Ezra Fox. That was the first highlight reel match I saw, and I'm like, what the hell is this? And I think there was also a viral video that came out, and I'm pretty sure you probably saw this too, or probably didn't.
Probably.
There was it was Eminem, the rapper Eminem, and he was like beating all these Tekashi, Little Uzi Vert, right? It was a viral video, and I'm like, how did they do that? You know? And that was also a highlight reel, but it was like a highlight reel music video or some shit, and it was just Eminem beating up all these guys, and I'm like, what game is this or shit? And that's when I discovered about highlight reel. Then one of my boys, who's an XVPW, but now he's an indie, he's an independent wrestler. His name is Mikey Truth. Mikey Truth knew about all this stuff during the early 2K19, and I was just now understanding like there is another community about this outside of eFed, and that's how I discovered about highlight reel.
I was very popular in eFed. Like people, I don't know why people are like trying to. I feel like it's with the new guys in particular, or like the people who like recently came like a year or two ago.
Yeah.
Why do they feel like the highlight reel guys never went through what they did? I did eFed. Yeah. I did computer versus computer. Sometimes I still do both, but I just consider I just honestly, I'm sorry. Well, I'm not sorry. Let me not lie to people. Like, you know, highlight reel to me is like the best storytelling I could get is out of highlight reel.
Yeah.
What I want to envision, I can record it.
Yeah.
And like and that's what you need to respect. Like sometimes I'll get out of my element. I'm like, you know, you want to do eFed, I'll give you my character, you can do whatever. As long as we build it up good. I don't care how the match turns out. Yeah. But you know, for the most part, I'm a highlight reel guy. But I used to be just like you. Maybe one day, if you want to be, I'm not forcing you. If you ever want to get highlight reel, I promise you, it opens up more doors and more opportunities. I'm not saying that eFed doesn't do the same thing, but I promise you, highlight reel. If you want more storytelling, if you want more visionaries, if you want more cinematic styles, that's your go-to. That's the filmmaker right there. You want to do that? That's
you know what? I'm gonna piggyback off that a little bit, but I still want to know your growth and whatnot. When did you realize that? Okay, so you discovered Dynasty, right? And I'm guessing, how old were you already when you discovered Dynasty?
Maybe like 17. 17. Maybe like 17 probably.
17. All right. So who started to book you? Like, did you discover
real or like general?
Because you said that you discovered a lot of guys from IG, Osborne and all those guys and whatnot. Was Cassidy Osborne already in a big ass promotion and he said, "Yo, you should join this" or something?
No. Me and Cassidy, like I said, I knew Cassidy before the community. Yeah. Like I knew him since I was like a 6th grader.
Okay.
So I know him personally. But you know what's crazy? And if they're watching this, like, you know it's the truth. I'm not going to apologize for it. They got mad that I was getting like more like steam and hype over them. Like they used to be jealous of me. I never realized like, why would you want to be jealous of me, bro? I want you to succeed the same way that I do. Just because I'm more popular than you, I obviously put in more work than you. Doesn't mean you should hate on me for it. Because they used to like realize, be like you know, they used to realize like hate my character. And you know I get respect. Eventually he admitted it. Once we all got to a certain stage where it's like, okay, we're all satisfied. Yeah. He's satisfied. He can't hate on me no more. He admitted, like, you know, I'm gonna be honest with you, ZZB. I'm gonna say ZZB because you know that's my character. Yeah. I hated your character. I hated that you were getting more hype than me, and I never understood why. But over time, I got to realize that you did more work than me. And I come to realize is that your character is what people love the most because, you know, it's you. And that's me. That's what my character is. It's me. It's nothing else. Yeah, for the most part, it's me, obviously.
It's technically you times 10. You know, that's basically.
Exactly, basically. Like, me times 10, where I can be more freely and everything. Like, I'm like this in public, depending on the person I'm with. But, you know, for the most part, like, when I'm on the gaming side and everything, I'm like, okay, let me turn it up a notch. You feel me?
So, so what promotions were you getting over? You're technically you're over. So what promotions was that? Was it like
Let me see let me see how I can remember the names of these companies. I used to be in WSW just like Crom.
And that's
They
where
offered. They came to me.
yeah.
The guy JT, who was the owner, he came to me one day and said, "Do you want to sign?" And I was smart back then. I'm still smart now to ask, what would I gain from joining your company?
Yeah.
I was asking that back then, even when I was like a little ant. I still asked, what would I gain?
Yeah.
What would you do with me? Because I'm not gonna waste my time if you're just gonna leave me in the sidelines.
Yeah.
And all that shit. I ask that for every company that accepts me or like hits me up.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, other companies like that. I couldn't really tell you like other companies. I remember Justin Massacre used to run a company called NOW. They're doing the reunion show. You're a part of it. I'm a part of it.
Yeah.
I'm an OG there.
Yeah.
That's also one of the places where it all stemmed from, where my popularity grew. That's one of the places that gave me more popularity, and people were like, "Oh shit, who the fuck is this guy coming out of nowhere talking all this nonsense, basically, and all that good stuff?" But yeah, then eventually I joined like a few more. I can't remember the names, unfortunately. Still, I'm not gonna act like I didn't come from them. I still, by picture in picture I remember, but by name I just don't.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
that was a while back.
yeah, exactly. But the company that really started it all off for me was when Wade created WCW.
Yeah,
I asked to sign first.
You did, yeah.
I was like one of the top like 3 people at least who asked to sign. Wade was like, okay, I'll bring you in. And since then, what can I say, man? Wade transitioned to E-Fed to Highlight Reel.
Yeah.
And over time, yeah, I was like, I'm basically like you or not, I'm the golden boy of WCW, man.
Yeah,
I'm the first generation.
When I talked to Crom, I was like, oh, so technically CZB is first generation and Crom's second. Like, oh shit.
Yeah, Crom came before me, which I was surprised because I thought me and him grew like at the same time. But yeah.
That's interesting. And this was 2K19.
Yeah, this was all 2K19.
So you're what 2018, 2019. That's when that's your big step technically.
Yeah, basically, like and once like
And how old? And how old are you? How old? If you don't mind me asking again, how old were you?
20.
No. You're 29.
No, I'm 20, just 20.
No, you're 20. So you were 17, 18 when you got your first big break at. That's pretty cool. That's pretty fucking cool.
It's like I feel it was all dope and stuff because I don't know. Wait, I think I caught it at the perfect timing actually because I was like and what's also cool? I told people like Cassidy and TJ Evans and Rob, I'm like, yo, sign with me here, bro. We could do something here. We could probably feud for once.
Yeah.
And imagine if they didn't listen to me. Like, I want to take credit. Obviously, but I'm not going. But it's like they didn't even know what WCW was until I told them like sign to this place. Let's all sign together.
And this is where So this is
I don't want people. I just don't want. What I'm basically trying to say is I don't want people acting like I let people back. No, I didn't, bro. I pulled everyone with me.
Yeah.
I never left nobody back. So yeah.
That's pretty cool. All right, so WCW was your first big promotion.
Basically, yeah.
So what happened after that? Oh, I got a question. Were you already masked already, or
since day one?
Since day one.
For like almost 3 years.
Yeah.
Maxed up.
Huh. What made you want to wear a mask?
What happened?
What made you want to wear a mask? Can you hear me, bro?
My bad. Someone stepped. I have to talk to someone real quick. But yeah. You asked me like where did the whole mask come from?
Yeah, what made you want to wear a mask? Was people not wearing masks back then?
Like people, like I'm gonna be real with you. Like people think like a lot of people like to take inspiration off of wrestlers and such. I'm a guy who was like, what if I did this? What if I wear a mask? Like I don't want to be a luchador. Obviously, that was never the plan. So like yeah, I always like took like inspirations off of rap, took inspirations off of comics, everything like that. Like like people like MF Doom.
I figured.
I was like, what if I became like an MF Doom type figure? Like, ZZB, say in all caps like MF Doom. Like I used to say that as an introduction to my promos also.
Yeah.
So it's always like, always reference to the fact that MF Doom was like, it was so cool to like, and another aspect of me wearing the mask is that no one will actually know my actual identity. Like you'll never see me like out in Like, you'll never know out in public how I look like.
Yeah.
And that's how I felt like with MF Doom.
Yeah.
What if I wore the mask now? Like imagine if I just stepped into call right now. You know what I would have done? If I was smart enough back then, because I didn't think about it right now, Doombots. Imagine if I did that. That would have been fun. But yeah.
That's cool.
But yeah, MF Doom was definitely the main inspiration, at least, for
Yeah.
why I want to wear a mask, or why and everything.
You
And,
know,
at that time period, I didn't even create like any type of lore or background to it. But eventually I did. So yeah.
and when I got into the Instagram side of Ka, I was like, who in my head, and I think you worked it really well, is like, this is the only guy I know who wore a fucking mask. And I was like, that's pretty badass. Because a lot of people, they always want to look like models or the whole face scan thing and shit like that. But you were the only Ka I knew. And that was it. I was like, this guy wore a fucking mask. I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool. And then,
I was like,
yeah,
I was,
yeah.
I was thinking outside the box. It was like, what would people remember the ZZB? At least at that time period.
Yeah.
How are you gonna know who is ZZB?
Yeah.
The guy with the mask.
Yeah.
The only guy with the mask. So like, yeah, it was all about making sure that people knew who I was.
Mm-hmm.
At least by appearance, you could say like, yeah, I knew who that guy was.
Yeah. All right. So right after you got your mask and all that stuff, when did you start joining other promotions outside of WZW? Like,
well, that's when, once I started building up my name with WZW, and like, I was finally getting portrayed correctly like I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
I joined other companies like BWF. Yeah, BWF had this. Yeah, BWF was also like a company where I broke out because of my feud with R-Dub at that time period.
Uh-huh.
Unfortunately, till this day, we don't have a proper ending, and we're probably gonna keep feuding until we probably have a proper ending. But it is what it is, man. It's been like 2 years since. It's annoying. I'm honestly pissed off about it, but it is what it is. Mm-hmm. Things happen. But yeah, BWF was one of them where when me and R-Dub started feuding, I gained more popularity off that.
When did you discover about R-Dub? How did you hear about R-Dub?
There was this pay-per-view called Athena. I think it was Athena's Battleground, or it was either Athena's Battleground or Medusa's Lair.
Yeah.
There was a Royal Rumble in one of those pay-per-views. It was like the first the first or second pay-per-view that Wade ever produced in 2K19.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So R-Dub came out at number 1. No, I think Trevor Wolf came out first. If you know who Trevor Wolf is. Trevor Wolf came out first, and then R-Dub came out. They were like the first two entrances, English. The first two people in the ring.
Yeah.
And R-Dub, that was my first presentation of R-Dub. And I was like, people used to hype him up. People were like, this guy's a legend and such. I was like, who the fuck is R-Dub? I don't know who this guy is.
Okay, yeah.
That's you'll people notice how little my circle is. And when I mean by little, I mean I don't pay attention to what's happening outside.
Yeah.
Because the names that you just mentioned,
mm-hmm.
who did you just mention about the first 2K match you watched?
Yeah, it was Namo and Ezra. Yeah.
I don't know who the fuck those two people are.
Yeah.
So yeah, and till this day I don't know. Maybe it's cool that I keep my circle small because
it's good. I mean, there's pros and cons of not knowing and knowing. People,
yeah, I feel like
I came out of the woodworks and people did not know who the fuck I am, but they knew about XVPW, but they just didn't know the guy behind it. Then my call came out and look what happened last year. Who the fuck is X? This guy just came out of the woodworks. He's getting booked in all these matches, and I just and here I am, and I didn't know nobody. They just knew that one match between me and Alex, and that one match with me and Carter. But I didn't know who. I did not know. No, I didn't even know who you were.
Well, I knew. I didn't know about the X character, but I knew who you were because you used to. Because beforehand, when you were basically when your name wasn't presented to nobody, you used to do these interviews with with people like Wade and Trey Mercer and such.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I knew you by. But once I saw your call, I was like, okay, I know this guy. He interviewed with Wade and other people.
Yeah.
But once you got deep. Definitely my first taste of you was you versus Alex. Obviously, that was your first big matchup. That
was my comeback match. That was it.
Exactly.
Yeah, because I've been known as a different character, which is Four Eyes and whatnot, because of my old YouTube channel, which was Four Eyes and shit. But I came back because of the reason why you wore a mask. right? You wanted to be different and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I came back because there was no good fucking baby faces and everybody. I keep hearing, oh, nobody want to be a fucking baby face. Nobody want to be a baby face. Nobody got the balls to be a baby. Or there's no good baby face. I'm like, you know, I'm gonna come back as X and I'm gonna be a fucking baby face. And there you go.
But yeah, back to the R-Dub thing.
Yeah.
I knew that was my first taste of R-Dub, and then eventually, and when I first debuted in BWF, I dropped after a pay-per-view dropped that I wasn't featured in, and I was pissed. I was like, bro, I'm sick and tired of waiting on the sidelines, man. Like, it's boring out here. So I dropped the promo on everyone on the card, and I violated all of them one by one. And R-Dub was smart enough to notice my promo and listen to it, and he was like, oh shit, I could work with this guy. Me and this guy could work together. So R-Dub hit me up. R-Dub was the one who came to me and was like, you know what? Let's make a feud out of this. This is actually a perfect presentation, everything like that. And Leo Sua, I don't think he didn't like that, but R-Dub wanted that. And
I'm sorry to cut you off, but was R-Dub already into the whole HLR thing already, or
he's been involved in it for a while before me? Yeah, I think he was. I think he was in it. Yeah, his teacher was Brian the Brain. Yeah, so he been knew about it and everything like that. So yeah, he was in the art. He was in the whole H. I think at that time period, he was still in his indie phase. You feel me? He didn't know what story. He didn't know how to storytell a match. He just knew how to put moves. He just knew how to put an indie together. Yeah. It was no storytelling to it. It was just indie. Move edit after move edit. No simple moves. No none of that. So yeah, but eventually, I think when me and him met, and I showed them I'm a storytelling guy. This is what I do. I like cutting promos. I like building up something that the people can recognize. Yeah, yeah. I think that inspired them in our unsanctioned match to be like, you know what? Let me actually choreograph this match. Let me make sure it's carefully put together. The funny part is that match was rushed because Leo wants to rush R-Dub, which I was pissed about. But it is what it is. But it was rushed. Yeah. But it was still a good ass match. I get if you were to go back at it, you probably think okay, that match was good.
It wasn't rushed at all. You guys send me the link.
I'll send it to you afterwards. But if I were to send the match, you probably think oh, that match wasn't rushed at all. It was perfect storytelling. Yeah. It was rushed. But yeah, it was still a good match. It was my first taste of me getting unmasked. Also, that's what people That's why when people are when I finally unmasked and my mask got smashed to pieces, I'm like, bro, that's not my first time. There's a reason why R-Dub unmasked me, because he did it before. So yeah. So it was all storytelling aspect, man. Like I said, I didn't expect us to really continue the story for this long. Yeah. I expected us, it should have been a second match. No, 3-match trilogy for sure, but in the 19 era. And that's it. But things happen, man. And maybe it's for the best. Because now people are wondering when is me and R-Dub going to actually fight again and have a proper blow off match. And I don't know. I'm still pissed about it. I want it. R-Dub wants it, but time will tell.
I think, and it's funny because in this community, the HLR side of our community is the stories and the rematches. It's really hard. It's and I know why it's hard. Because you and I are both HLR producers because we have other shit to work on, But to find that rematch and to find the consistency of it, I think this is where EFED gets its pros. Is if you want consistency, EFED. If you want good matches, HLR. But you're not gonna be consistent in it because we're waiting and we're still, and because what. I bet you, especially since these are 2K games and whatnot, 1 year you'll probably get 2 matches at best, right? Of the person you're rivaling with, but then the next game comes out. Oh crap! All right, now it's okay, we got to hold off, but we still got this promotion. And we still got 6 more matches, but you know what, CZB, we'll do our round 2 in the next game. It's always that. Yeah. It's always that because that's the HLR side of things. I always,
besides owners of promotions, because obviously they have reasons why matches take too long, especially when it's more than one and they're doing it all by themselves. Yeah. But I always want to tell people like Carter Young and Phoenix. bro, calm down. Don't
Yeah.
accept every match. Don't
Yeah.
accept every recording.
I learned my lesson, bro. Cause last year, how many matches did I had CZB? How many matches?
You had a lot.
Yeah, right. Cause I came back as X, and you know what's funny? And a little backstory is,
Yeah.
I only had probably 3 matches as my other character, you know, in XVPW. I never performed anywhere else because I was busy with my own roster. So within that 1 year, I did probably like 10 HLR matches in less than 3 months.
Shit.
You know, and I somewhat neglected XVPW, and shout out to Gates for bringing me back and fucking hitting me in the head and say, hey, you have XVPW still. Like, I understand. Because this was crack to me. And whatever Phoenix is doing now, it's crack to him because he realizes, holy crap, you know, and this is because it unlocks doors, it unlocks opportunities and shit. So
yeah, I understand that, but it's always like, yo, bro, if people actually recognize your greatness, it will come. People will know what you're all about. Don't rush the progress because if you rush, if you like, you know, too much of a tablespoon in it, it can knock you out. It can knock you off your hustle. It can make you like, you know. It could just stress you out, man. And it
is stressful.
I expected, you know, before I actually like took on Highlight Reel. That's why I expected. I was like, yo, if I were Highlight Reel match, I would never do this many matches. And you know, I kept my word. I haven't changed that.
I respect.
I told people straight up, like, you know, I'm gonna do this on my time. You're not gonna rush me. My time, unless it's very important to me that I wanted to get it done at that time. Because to me, I could get a match done in like 1 to 3 days.
Yeah.
I'm quick with it.
I would know because I sound edited 2 of them. And I'm like, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I have a lot of more matches that I recorded that are still not released. Like I said, on my own time period, let me be. I'll give it to you. Just trust me. You feel me?
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
So I got a question. Let's time jump. What made you wanted to take off the mask that time? Like,
I'm gonna be honest with you. At that time period where I wanted to take off the mask, I was really out of it with Claw. I didn't want to be in it anymore. That's what most people didn't realize. I was like, bro, if I don't remove this mask, it's the same old shit. Because I'm not gonna hold you. I hate the way that my character's being portrayed. Like, it's like, you know, people like in the commentary, everything, bro. Like, people think I don't pay attention to details. I care about how people voice and narrate the fucking matches. I care about how my character's presented. I care about what you think of me to a certain extent. Because it's like, oh damn, they really just think I'm gonna be like this character forever and shit. Like, they think I'm not gonna get any like actual progress out of this shit. So I was low-key pissed about it because, like, you know what, bro? There's a reason why I said I value storytelling over in-ring styles for a reason, to a certain extent at least. But yeah, you feel me? Like, I value storytelling for a reason. I value character development for a reason. It's kind of time that I live up to those words before the people start calling me out on my bullshit. So I was like, I told R-Dub, like, okay, bro, we're gonna resume. I told R-Dub, like, yo, let's resume this feud in WWE after you win this championship from Karan Cook, the North American. I think it was like the North American Championship, right?
American,
yeah. So yeah, after you take that shit from Karan Cook, I'm gonna come out and attack you. And then it's gonna lead to, and then I was the one who presented the tag team idea match. But the original, you know what's crazy? The original plan was me and Joker Maverick were gonna win.
Yeah.
That's what most people didn't realize. Like, we were gonna win that match, and I was still gonna have the mask on and everything. Like, it was like never, not even. That's a lie. It was gonna happen. It was gonna be like after the tag team match, we were gonna have a 1v1, and that's when he took off the mask and like destroyed me. But I got tired of waiting, man. Like, you know how long it, like, all like the delays
and it's HLR, and it's an event.
R-Dub. And I told R-Dub, we're gonna change the ending. I told him straight up, like, you're gonna have to absolutely destroy me and decimate me, so I could go out, so I could like take a month off or something like that, and I could actually like get the character development involved, make people think I'm leaving, and everything like that.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened. I told him, like, yeah, bro, when you quit a tag team match, you had to destroy me. And he lived up to the promise and everything, which I was happy about. I love how the match, because you don't see that much tag team matches in calls. So it was like,
no, you don't. And I'm learning. I'm still learning tag team matches. Luckily, I did one, and it to me it satisfies me. So I'm all right. If I like it, people are gonna like it. But it was tough. It's fucking tough to do a tag team match.
Exactly,
Yeah.
it really is. Like at some point, I wanted to take on that, but I realized like, yo, I record 1v1s 1 to 3 days. Imagine how long it's gonna take me to record a tag team match.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like a month minimum. At least that's how I think about it. But yeah, I told him like that tag team match was perfect. The background, the build up, everything was perfect. I was even the one who told RW like, yo, bring back your old tag team partner, your best friend Kid Punk.
Mm-hmm.
Let's make this a ride.
Yeah.
Let's make this a nostalgic, informative ride. And that's how I looked at it as. And it worked out.
Mm-hmm.
I came back, I faced Kent, and then since then, I proved to everybody, beforehand people were like, yo, I used to tease the fact that that a masking is gonna happen. I'm not gonna wear this shit no more.
Mm-hmm.
But I teased it in a way that people thought I was gonna retire. Like people thought that okay, after he should be unmasked, he's leaving.
Yeah.
So yeah. So then when that happened, and then some people told me like, yo, you can't do that or it'll ruin you. And I'm like, bro, I'm not like you, bro. I like taking risks. I'm sorry that I want to like evolve my character. If I do this shit, I promise you, I'm gonna leave regardless.
Mm-hmm.
So either whether you like it or not, I'm gonna do what I gotta do to make sure I stay on top.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I look at it as. So I unmasked, I got destroyed, and such. I came back finally. People thought a lot of people really thought I was gone.
It was a good surprise. It was a good surprise. Your comeback.
Yeah, exactly.
I watched that show too. Yeah.
Like yeah, it was a good time, and since then, I've been more satisfied. I've been more like I was like, yeah, bro, let's work this storyline.
Did you feel like it took a burden out you? Like it took like a big load off your back?
It's like, bro, I don't want to be remembered for just wearing a mask. And that's how my character's gonna be like, and that's how you gonna remember me as. At some point, I was like, yeah, the mask. Okay, that was a franchise. But what if I want to move on to a different saga? What if I just want to move on and create a new story that doesn't revolve around the mask?
Yeah.
And, like I said, some people didn't like it. It was like a half a glass type situation. It was like, okay, bro, if you don't like it, then boo hoo, cry about it. I'm still pursue what I want to do. You're not gonna stop me from doing it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it happened. I'm proud about it. I was so happy when the match was finally released because a lot of delays, like I said.
Yeah.
And, it would have been crazier since me and Arthur were originally going to do like a 1v1 match for me to unmask. But I was like tired of waiting. And he knew how I felt. So he gave me that pleasure, like, you know what, bro, we could do this. And eventually that also inspired me. I was like, I come back, I want to start recording my own matches. Mm-hmm. So I want to start like, I want to choreograph the way how my character operates. I want to choreograph the way like what my character will do in the ring against a certain person and everything like that. And luckily for me, I was smart enough to not look back on that. Because yeah, Wade Ward is a good recorder. He was my ghost recorder for a while. But I was like, you know what, Wade, you have your own shit. Focus on WCW. I'm gonna do this myself.
It's funny. It's just now I learned that's what people call it, ghost recorders or ghost simmers. Because it was Levi who hit me up, and I'm like, what are you talking about? What's this ghost simmers? I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? If you want me to record a match, just say you want me to record a match. He's like, yeah, but that's what it's called. I'm like, oh really? I didn't know that. I didn't know.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a word either.
Yeah, but then
Levi was the one who started saying that.
Yeah, he said, oh, that's what we call it. Like it's like similar to people who write raps for people like ghostwriters. Like, oh, all right, it makes sense. Sure.
Yeah.
just say you want me to record a match next time.
Yeah. But yeah, Wade. Yeah, the beginning, like Wade used to record my earlier 2K22 matches. Eventually, I came back. I recorded me versus Kent Jones, me versus Lee, and then the whole 23 era. Right now, I've been recording everything myself.
How do you personally like it? Do you personally like recording your own matches now?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do actually. The only people I would honestly trust to record my matches if I really had to be like, yeah, bro, I need your help on something. You want to take this? You want to take the opportunity to do this?
Yeah.
Wade, of course, because Wade was the first. Like I said, Wade was the first person to give me the chance. He was the person to record my matches in the first place, and yeah, he will always be that number one person. Is like, yeah, bro, I'll let you do whatever. I'll let you do wherever you want with my characters to make sure I look good.
Yeah.
Other person, who else? It was someone else. I forgot their name.
There's this funny thing that I learned about Wade not too long ago is he never recorded a Wade War match. He always let other people do it for him, and I'm crazy. And in my head, I'm like, that's fucking smart. So. It made me realize, and I asked him why. He said this was his reason. He's like, because I like how other people portray me as, and I'm like, huh. And that's the reason why I allowed Phoenix to record the match with me versus him and Ricardo. Cause I wanted to see what people see me as, and because back then when I came out as X, I'm like, I told people that if I'm signing to your promotion, I can record my matches, only me, because I trust me only. But then ever since me and Wade had that talk, I realized, huh, all right, go ahead, Carter, go ahead, Phoenix, I trust you too.
The three people I would trust personally with my character is people like, well, no, just three. Wade, like I said, EMW, aka Sean Leota, good guy. He's the most, like, if I just say like top 5 creative people, he's like top 3 creative people right there. He's a smart promoter. He's slow when it comes to putting out content, but it's for the best interest, because it always works. And then the third guy, I'll trust you, obviously, because of course I would trust you. Yeah, exactly. Fist bump, because the work you put in for your own character and the fact that you will take on other projects with other people's characters and it will work out perfectly. It's like, especially when Trey versus Crom, like, I knew prior that you were recording that match. I know everything, so I knew that you were the one recording that match, and I knew you were the one recording Wade versus Crom also, like the first 2 minutes.
We don't talk about that.
But yeah, guys, sorry. Wade actually did record at least like a portion of his match, at least a portion of it. But so I'll definitely trust you because you're wrestling. You're really educated in wrestling. So I could trust somebody like that who knows the styles, who knows what people want to go for and everything. Yeah. So that's like the only 3 people I would trust. But outside that circle, no one else.
Not even Phoenix? Your homeboy?
No. Yeah, I'll trust Phoenix also. Yeah, I forgot about Phoenix. But yeah. Besides,
I taught his ass, and we taught him, and you taught him too, apparently, right? Yeah.
But those 4 people are the ones I will mainly trust with my call and everything. If I tell you straight up, like, yo, I'll trust you, I'll give you some spots. You can do whatever you want to me. Just make sure you don't like overdo it and everything like that.
I still got to record our triple threat, which I somewhat started.
Bro, literally, bro, I've been waiting for so long. I'm like, what's going on with that?
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, ladies and gentlemen. It's gonna happen.
I'm waiting on it too. Like, it's gonna be like you don't see no triple threat trilogies, but first time for everything for a reason.
The triple threat Thor. That's what I called it. Yeah.
But I think there was definitely some breaking points that made me think like maybe I should record my own matches. Like, it's always like the way I was betrayed with the mask. But just the one match, like I said, I'll admit it, this guy's a good recorder, but he did me dirty. Saiba, you did me dirty.
Saiba.
I respect Saiba, you did me dirty, but I respect the way you do your matches and everything. I know what you're going for. But with me and him, that's the match that was my breaking point where I was like, yeah, I can't let no one do me like this again. I'll trust, maybe today I'll trust Cyber with it because, I have a different old presentation of my character now. Yeah. But before, like, with the mask on and everything, I just thought it was so lazy, so uninspired. It felt to me, it was like charity work. And I was like, yo, my nigga, you're not going to throw coins at me. You're not going to throw breadcrumbs at me. I'm not going to take the table scraps. I deserve the full meal. You're going to respect me as such. You're not going to do me like that. And that's like the breaking point where I was like, you know what, bro, I'm gonna start recording my own matches once I unmask.
And I think that was actually a symbolic way of doing it. Is the fact that you finally take off the mask and you be like, hey, I'm gonna start doing my own matches. And I think that's a little symbolic if you really think about it.
Yeah, it is to a certain extent. I believe it. Yeah. Because it was like who would really do that? Who would really take up the grabs of trying to like pursue their own you're doing a whole character development. Like, I don't think honestly I'm gonna be real. I don't think people will take so much risk as me to do things like that, to literally like unmask. Like the mask is gone, is in the past. Don't mention it. But also to make sure I record my own matches also, so I can present the way I want to be presented as is new saga, new chapter in my life as the character. It was worth it. It was very much worth it. I don't look back on it. So yeah.
Let's talk about the the now. Apparently
now.
you're in a lot of promotions and all that stuff, and now you recently joined NWF. What made you join NWF?
It was the factor of, and people might think this is a bad thing. I don't care. I didn't know nobody. I didn't know most of the people on our roster, but that
Yeah.
excited me to a certain extent because it's like, okay, these are people I don't know much about.
So it's new. It's new. New breed. New
It's
breed.
new.
Yeah.
It's like it's fresh meat basically. It's like,
Yeah,
yo, I
fresh.
never like, I don't know these people on the roster, but NWF is like semi popular to me. Like I heard about it.
Mm-hmm.
I watched one of their shows. Like Brock was also on the in the company, so I'm gonna tune in for Brock Pierce.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously support my DXGS members, Dub X Grenades, and like yeah, I was like, I don't know most of the people on the roster, but what if I could actually create like new stories with these people? Because eventually, because I don't want to be that type of person who faces the same people all the time.
Yeah.
I get why people do that, but at the same time, it's like it gets tiring. Don't you want to?
That's the reason why I somewhat did that HLR match when I was in NWF. It's like, oh, these are new people who never had an HLR match. That was my goal. That was my thing too. It was like I'm gonna give people HLR matches because if I had the opportunity to, I'll do it. Because they never seen this stuff and they always wanted to see it. And that's where me versus David Rude happened. Me versus Victor Wolf. It's stuff like that. And I was like, you know what? Mm-hmm. I'll be that guy if I can.
But yeah, they were, obviously the ironic part is I came out and debuted during the victory scene of David the Juggernaut retaining against Cam Witt.
Yeah.
And that's a foreshadowing that obviously that one of these days I will meet him for the first time in the ring, and I'm going to war with them. Because I he's a monster. Well, like I said, it takes a monster to slay a monster. I promise you. I'm no mortal man. I'll prove it to you.
Yeah.
But yeah, in due time though, because greatness comes to everyone. Greatness comes to those who wait. So yeah.
It's pretty cool though. What's funny is I didn't expect it. I thought
no one did. Yeah.
No, but now and that's actually a pretty good thing because it opened up another light or another door for me when I saw you there. I'm like, this is a guy, and especially after interviewing Crom and all that stuff, I'm like, oh, this guy's been doing it for a while. And here I am thinking like, oh, will he join these other new promotions that are coming out the woodworks? Because there's so many now. Because 2K23 is actually a pretty decent game. Even though 2K19 is still legend to me.
Obviously.
Yeah, but seeing that, and now I'm thinking like, would you join other promotions if they gave you opportunity? Or also, were you the one who wanted to join NWF, or was it Andrew?
I was. What's crazy? I told Dave Rude, I'm like, bro, hit me up with NWF. Let's talk business. Like connect us together.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. I told NWF like, bro, I see some of the content that you put out, and some of the shows. I think it has potential. I want to be a part of that potential.
Yeah.
I took it as like, a big name like me, no one would expect me to join your company, sort of just like, be in the realm of it. So I was like, well, if you like surprise everybody and I join and, I do my thing, I make it to the best of my ability.
Yeah.
Like, because, like at least in the NWF globe, you cannot say I'm not like, I don't think you can really say like, I'm not the veteran of that company.
No,
obviously,
you have veteran status, and you have. I mean, granted, I'm pretty sure a lot of people, and I'm gonna be honest, a lot of people, especially in the new gen, they don't know us. They don't really, probably don't even care, But
they don't have to care, but about find out why I have this sort of recognition.
Exactly.
Like look at my. Exactly. You're gonna learn about my resume one way or another. So it's like, it doesn't matter. You can hate me or love me.
Yeah. And I think that's somewhat of because when I step into whatever promotion I'm in, because I'm in, I'm almost, I guess, similar to same as you. Like I'm in other promotions, is I'm not gonna be the guy to say, hey, I'm gonna win this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. I'm more of like, okay, I'll take the L, or who do you want me to put over? Who do you want me to lose? Who do you want me to do this? Who do you want me to do that? Who do you want me to work with? Oh, this guy needs, you want me to put this guy over? I'm more of that guy. Granted, like, people think that I'm an HLR god or some shit. I'm like, no. I'm like, no. Don't think that way. It's more like, let me help you build somebody who you want.
Yeah.
When
I approach a company and I'm like, what I want to do with them, I'm always like, okay, what's the story? What stories can I create with these new guys? Tell me what they're about. Let's see if I can like mix up correctly.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm not gonna act like I'm not a guy who wants to take the pin every time. I'm not like that. I'm sorry, bro. I have an ego to a certain extent. Like I built my reputation. And I
Yeah.
think like if I let someone pin me like that, then they have to uplift themselves also afterwards. Because like I said, big wins should be like, big wins should come and go. I hate that shit. Like you bait this guy, pin this guy who has like all these stats, and he doesn't get elevated by that.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna that pisses me off to a certain extent. It's like, yo,
Yeah.
I let you pin me. We talked about it. We
Mm-hmm.
planned it out. We were we were like parading about it.
Mm-hmm.
And once it happened, we like we dabbed up and we're like that was a good ass storyline. But then afterwards, I'm still on top, and you're nowhere near me.
Yeah.
I
That's.
hate.
But do you believe that's the not the call or person itself? It's more of the booker.
No, I definitely believe to a certain extent, like the booker is at fault because I feel like sometimes with bookers is like, okay, if I give this guy a big win over this guy, he's gonna get all these pops and everything. But it's like, but if you just want it for the moment, if that moment's not gonna live forever, like if you just want it for that moment, then what are you really going for? What's the impact you're going for afterwards? Do you expect people to like? Do you expect people to like stay like, stay tuned for this guy now?
Mm-hmm.
Or did you just do this to say like haha, fuck you, this guy got fucked over, this guy cannot always win in our globe, this is a different world.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you're not, man. The reason why people know people like me is because I built my names up in these other companies. Yeah, I'm not asking you to present me the same way those other companies are, but I'm asking you to be smart with my character.
Yeah.
Be careful.
There's a lot of people who have that mentality like you and whatnot. It's presentation, value, and respect of the character.
And I'm always like, okay, if he's not gonna get no in the universal world, I at least expect him to get on top in this company that I put him over in.
Yeah.
But if it's not even the bare minimum that he's not gonna be on top of this company, then why did I do that for?
Mm-hmm.
Why did I put over a guy that I consider when I put over people, it's always because I always see potential in them.
Yeah.
So yeah, if I put you over, that's why. Don't think anything else. Yeah. I'm not saying for the people I don't put over, I don't see anything in you. But sometimes I'm gonna be real with you. I have an ego. We know this already, man.
Everybody has a fucking ego. It's more,
but people are afraid to admit it. That's why people are afraid to admit that. To a certain extent, I have a fragile ego.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, bro, don't be ashamed of it, man. We have.
Everybody has an ego, especially in this community of professional wrestling, because we are part of the wrestling community.
Yeah.
Granted, it's virtual. Everybody has an ego, and this is where a lot of egos happen, because you're booking somebody to win or to lose in order to get an upper hand or story, and a lot of people are scared of that talk of like, why did I lose, or what some people and it's hard to explain that to a person who's now in this community. We're like because they don't know the words of over. They don't know the words of loser, because losing is losing. Getting over, I can get over while losing. That was always X's thing. It's like, I don't mind taking the L's and whatnot, but I'm gonna find a way to I'm gonna find a way to put myself over, whether it be my promo or the way the match looks,
But but that's why I said, like, it's also always important to inform your talent that they're gonna lose or not.
Yeah.
Don't catch us by surprise. I hate that shit. Like, tell the people who are in the match at least. Yeah. Obviously not anything else, but come on, man, be respectful about it. Like, if someone gets mad about them losing, and it's because you didn't tell them, then I think they have a right to a certain extent to be like, why the fuck did you do that to me? You didn't tell me shit. So it's always important to plan things prior, make sure both sides are happy and everything.
That's how I am. That's how I am when I do these matches and whatnot. I put myself. Granted, I fucking hate group chats and shit like that. That's why I mute every fucking promotion chat that I'm in, and I'll just peek like, okay, what do you want me to say? But if I'm talking to somebody, especially in HLR, I'll put the promoter and my opponent and whatnot, and I'll put boom, same whatever. I think that's how it was great with Crom and Trey. I put them in a group chat and with me in it, and I'm like, okay, what you guys want in the match? This is how it's gonna. This is the ending it's gonna be, and whatnot. And I'll send you drafts along the way. Boom.
Yeah.
That's how I work.
Yeah, when I record a match, and I obviously have an opponent I need to talk about with it. Honestly, I always feel like in my head, I know how I'm gonna betray you, so I'm not even going to approach you. But sometimes for those things like, do you want to tap out?
Yeah.
For things like that, I'm gonna hit you up and be respectful about. I'm like, do you want to tap out? Do you want me to you want me to punt you or something? Like, let me know. What do you want me to do? You want to take the 730 driver, aka the Paragon shift, or do you want to take the death by numbers, aka the punt kick? Like, which one you want to take?
So I got a question.
I always tell people the death by numbers, the punt kick is the murder move. You're not kicking out.
You cannot kick out. No, you can't kick out. That's always my thing.
It's a punt, bro. I'm not even gonna have a punt kick, but Paragon shift all day, every day, because But yeah. So yeah, I always tell that's the questions I ask people. Or I ask people like, yo, what you want to do to me, bro? Like, you want to get your licks in, obviously. Like, do you want me to? Do you want to make me bleed?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. The use of blood nowadays in this community is crazy. Let's talk about this.
You know what? We're gonna do a little thing now. Let's talk about it. You apparently you didn't like the ending between me and Trey of getting the draw. What was the reason behind it? I wanted to know.
I felt like it was. I wouldn't say it was like a double-edged sword, but I felt like I watched the match because you showed me prior. I was like, oh, it was a good ass match.
Yeah.
But honestly, I just felt like, okay, these two guys are building up. To me, it was like, okay, Trey's the veteran. He's the coach for a reason. He's the Jay Garrick of Call. That's how I see him as the Jay Garrick of Call.
Yeah.
So yeah, the old-fashioned, respectful, everything. And that's how I see you also. Like, you're respectful. Mm-hmm. You're everything. But yeah, that's how you two are very similar, obviously.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I also felt like damn, guy, like damn. Also got mad about like you kind of no-sold that muscle buster at the end, low key, after like the draw came. I got pissed about that. So I'm like, damn, X. So just lay down the mat, bro. Like, you don't have to get back up. Trey, I understand getting back up, but you, bro, you survived the battle. You have the war scars to show it. But when those war scars are no-sold, I was like, damn, man, come on. What's going on? Okay. It was a top-tier match. But I feel like, in my opinion, no draw matches no draws should be a 5-star match in anyone's book.
Interesting. All right, I respect that. I want to know why, because apparently there will be because me and Trey booked it that way because we wanted continuation,
Obviously, you want to show us a lick of it, obviously.
Yeah.
But for so much time that you put into it, it just felt like, yo, you're going over the limit. You might as well you might as well it's crunch time, clobber. Let's get the pin. Let's get the pin or submission.
You also said something about because I read one of your stories and whatnot. Apparently, I don't go for the kill.
You don't.
Yeah. And you know what? Let me answer that I'm gonna answer that real quick. And I have a good reason why you said it. Is it because my matches are long, or I don't go for the kill, meaning like I'm not aggressive enough? Because I do have an answer for it, but I want to hear what yours is.
Honestly, I think it's a mixture of you definitely have your moments where you show your aggression. That's nothing to play with.
Yes.
Those kick strikes aren't just for show. So it's like, yeah, it's effective. Long matches, though, we can make the debate about that. Yeah. Obviously, with X, I feel like obviously you want to showcase both guys, obviously, especially X, because X always has something up his sleeve. But his opponents, you want to give your opponents the time to get their licks in and everything. But it feels like there's a reason why I always say to everyone else, like, yo, you don't want to, bro, I'm not gonna go like 10. I always tell people new guys, like, yo, I'm not gonna go over 20 minutes with you. I'm gonna go for the kill, man. I don't want to play with my food before it plays with me.
Because you know what's funny? I respect that, and this is the reason why. This is the reason why I respect you.
Yeah.
It's because nobody never took me to that level yet. If you look at my past opponents, majority of them are old baby faces. So I always wanted to have an opponent like that because I never had a heel opponent ever. There was only a guy who did it. It was Victor Wolf. And whatnot, and that match was probably 10 minutes, like you said, right?
But I don't think. But it's not even about. Yeah. It's not even about to me as a heel or a face, because like I said, ZZB is ZZB. Yeah. He's been a good guy, but he has his times where he's like, you know what, bro, fuck you, I hate you, and he's like, yeah. But I feel like with ZZB is more of like.
I never had that rival with a person, and I feel personally, I feel like you and I are gonna be that sometime in the future.
I feel like I'm not denying that long matches don't matter. They do matter, but I think it's with the right person it matters with. You and Trey, I can accept that. I don't like the draw ending, but I can see why y'all two went the limit. I respect that because Trey is a formidable opponent. He's Mount Everest, like he said he is. So like yeah,
yeah, he is pretty Mount
so
Everest.
like with guys like with people like Crom, you have to go the limit with Crom. With people like me, I might go for the kill, and that's going to
You're
be the problem.
scary. You're scary. I in my
Like you
head
need
there
to
are times.
avoid it because I go in the ring not to play around. And
Yeah.
I'm not here to put on no 5-star classic.
Yeah.
I'm here to
You're here to fuck
end
people
it
up.
immediately.
It's a Moxie mentality. You're a brawler mentality. You go for the kill. It's one of those. It's one of those like this. I better go at you.
But it's also with the character development I engraved because beforehand with the mask, I used to just like taunt at the crowd, have fun, like be like a circus clown to a certain extent. So it was like when I came back, I'm like I had to stop holding back, and that's what the birth of the Rabbit Wolverine nickname came from.
And that's why I called
Rabbit Wolverine because like that's it, bro. I'm not going for. I'm not letting you get the like hit me more. I'm gonna get mad. I'm gonna get back up. Keep kicking me in the face. I'm gonna stand back up and spit at your face. Also,
are we ever gonna?
You saw both of the clown spray missed at my face. I say, you know what? Fuck you, bro. I'm not going to take that shit. And then I ended him right there and then. So like, yeah.
Are we ever gonna see that Berserker Barrage moment where you just go like full berserk, like how he does in SNK, Captain Marvel's Captain K? Like,
honestly, there's gonna be a moment. Honestly, I feel like it has to depend on the person. Like, I think CZB will do that with the underdog. I feel like with someone like Jay Fontaine, someone like Ken Alexander, that's where he's like, fucking die, bro. Die. Like, bro. I think that's when he really just goes like, even when he goes for the kill, he doesn't stop kicking. Like, he's going to keep, like, I think it's going to be like a matter of, okay, the ref needs to come in and stop the match, but then ZTB pushes the ref out of the way. It's like, it's going to be a whole, like, basically, a killing field, man. Like, it's going to be a horror scene. But, with the right opponent, it'll happen. That's the point of character. That's the point of growth.
Yeah.
You wait for the right.
Apparently, I read in a thing, and it's pretty funny. Is basically you and I are Naruto and Sasuke. That was supposed to happen.
I can't agree with that.
Have you heard people say that shit to you? A couple of people said it to me. It's like, yo, X versus CZB. X versus CZB.
Yeah, I think like, some people have said that to me, including you. So yeah, some people have said that to me, and I can see that. And, I always been a guy like obviously we have our inspirations off of in real life matches. Like if I want to watch a match to get inspired of, I might watch someone like Stone Cold versus Bret Hart. I Quit match.
That's actually a pretty good match. I didn't
that's
personally
that's
like
a match.
match.
That's a match I want in my resume too. I want to be the Stone Cold of someone's Bret Hart, where it's like I'm not going to quit, but eventually I give out.
Yeah.
But yeah, eventually like I said, eventually I'll reach that point with somebody, just not now. But yeah, I always been a guy who's been like my inspirations is like I watch these movies, I get inspirations off that. I watch these animes, some cartoons, some fight scenes. I want to get inspiration off that.
Yeah.
Well, obviously Will Ospreay versus Kenny Omega, the last bout. The reason why I love that fucking match, and I can agree with people who's like, yo, you know what, bro, you're right. That match might be match of the year. The reason why I agree with that and such is because it didn't feel like it was just a wrestling match. It felt like it was more personal than that.
Personal.
It felt like, especially when Will was smashing Kenny's face into the announce table because Kenny did that exactly to him. But Kenny came back and started beating him in with the steel steps and then DDT'd him on it. Like I said, bro, personal grudge moments.
Yeah.
Make some of these matches feel like straight out of a comic. Feel straight out of like an anime, a cartoon, whatever you want to call it. It worked. It could work once if it's with the white people, DK. When it's with the right people. So like yeah.
I got it. There's a post that happened earlier today. I want to pick your brain about it.
Let's hear this.
It was the Call Journalist post. You saw it?
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
About, like,
do you feel you're better than Crom?
No. I'm not afraid. That's also with me. I'm not afraid to admit when someone's better than me. You could be better than me, but can you outlast me? That's how my mentality is. Like you could be better than me, but bro, I promise you're not gonna outlast me. But that's not like I'm not attacking Crom. What I'm saying, I'm talking about like in general.
Yeah.
But Crom right now, I think right now he's definitely been dominating the game more better than me. But essentially, I unmasked and everything. I think when I started unmasked, I came back and everything. That's when I started to, like, raise the ranks. It's like,
Gotcha.
maybe you'll put me in the top 10 before, but definitely now you see me in the top 3 or 5, which I can respect that. That's the placement I want to be on. And one of these days, I'm gonna be like number one. I feel like a few times I was number one, but now I feel like, yeah, this is my best version. I'm gonna be number one of these days. So, like, yeah. And it's the fact is that ZZB has still hasn't even won a world championship yet. So imagine the point where he wins a world
That's actually
championship.
pretty surprising to me, especially since you started very for like a very long time ago. So
Like,
yeah.
in my first, like, highlight reel championship is like the exhibit global championship,
Hmm.
and I've been making sure that I feel like every match I'm in is like a it's a show stealer with that championship. It's like people can tell, so people can see it, like, okay, it's either might be holding a mid card championship, but it feels more than just that, and
Yeah.
that's the impression I'm always going for. I'm holding 2 championships currently, but I set a goal. I said this past weekend, I set a goal saying, like, you know what, bro, maybe it's time for me to be like, maybe it's time for me to collect some gold. I deserve some gold after like 3 years of me working hard on
Yeah.
myself.
You paid your
So
dues.
what? So
Yeah.
so for my goal, I want to hold 8 championships at the same time.
Yeah.
And like most people are just like, when most people realize they have 8 championships, they post about it. But no, bro, I'm the one who's like pinpointing, like, yo, 8 championships. That's a mission for me. Hold it
Mm.
at the same time. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's a mission for me currently. Right now I have 2. Let's see if I can get the other 6. But yeah,
That's cool. You've
people are
been
surprised, which I can see why.
yeah.
But yeah,
You've been here for a pretty long time, and
uh,
you're experiencing a lot of new generation. Do you
yeah,
feel personally, and I know
yeah,
how unfiltered you are. Do you feel
yeah.
this new generation of cause new HLR producers? Do you feel like they're kind of soft?
I don't even feel like they're soft. I think they do too much.
Yeah.
I feel like they do too much because it's like, okay, bro, you want to be soft. I have no problem doing a soft. There's no such thing as wrestling. To me is not soft. Like, because any move you do to somebody can definitely, like,
Oh no, not
ruin their
that.
whole.
I'm saying. Do you think this new generation is a lot of drama? Like these guys
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
these
hell
new guys
yeah.
are soft. Like yo, like man up, stop.
I
You
feel like
know.
no, I feel like I'm sick of people like sneak dissing and everything. But
Hmm.
and you could probably make a claim that, oh, ZZB does that. No, bro, I make it very like known who I'm attacking. They always get back to me. I'm happy when they
Hmm.
get back to me because, like, okay, you know what I'm talking about. Fuck, what you gonna do about it? That's how I approach things. Like, okay, people nowadays want to sneak this people, and people nowadays want to be two-faced with each other. Like in the DMs, they're all cool. They're all best friends, buddy buddy. Behind the scenes, they post on their stories or something, and they're like, "Yo, fuck this guy. I hate him." And people are like, "Who the fuck is he talking about?"
Yeah.
And it's always, and sometimes, and 50% of the time, it's someone that you don't expect.
Hmm.
It's like, yeah. So I feel like, bro, if you really have a problem with somebody and you want to go war with them, either clash it out in the DMs, or be like everyone else nowadays. Go live, give people a show, because
Hmm.
you already made it public, right? So you
Hmm.
might as well give people the show because you want to make it public for no exact reason. So give people the show. Let's lay down our seats. We got the popcorn ready. Go at it.
Cause
But be on.
I seen you in a live before with was it Seraph or
Oh yeah,
I
well,
think the R Dub and Betty thing and
but that
whatnot.
was but that was different. I didn't come here to start beef. I actually came there to
No,
like, um
you were the middleman of the peaceful talk, like, and I
yeah,
respect that, cause
yeah.
that's actually a good mentality. That's like more like locker room mentality, you
Yeah,
know.
because but it was like, bro. It was more of like, if RW leaves, bro, then it fucks me over also because I'm building everything with them, bro. Everything
Yes.
that he does revolves around me basically, and everything
Yeah.
I do revolves around him basically. So
Yeah.
it's like, at the end of the day, I had to step in and figure out, like, yo, Seraph, what mentality are you spraying at people this time? And RW, what are you getting pissed about? Because if it's not that deep, I'm gonna tell you it's not that deep.
Hmm.
And yeah, that's basically what came in.
Because
I told,
you know what's funny,
yeah,
and I'm happy I'm talking to you about this, and I think
yeah,
I wanted to talk to Crom earlier about it. Is
what,
more of you're not the type of guy to hold back constructive criticism,
obviously.
and I respect that. There's a lot of few people who will tell it how it is, but will give you the reason why. You're the type to say that shit's whack, but here's why and here's how to improve it and whatnot. But you're not gonna sugarcoat it. You're gonna tell that's fucking whack.
I'm gonna tell them straight up.
Yeah, and there's few people in this community who will do that and whatnot. Yeah. There's you, Gabe, Alex, Crom, Trey. I never heard anything constructionism about Arda, but I'm pretty sure he's the type to tell you how it is too and whatnot. But he won't go publicly with it.
It's more of me RW, our character, me RW are very close. We're homies, obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously, I wouldn't want to work with someone for that long if I didn't have a personal relationship with them. So yeah, but behind the scenes, I always tell him this guy you want to face, that's not a good idea. This match, the way you were trying to do this matchup, I don't think it's going to work out that way. I'm always honest with him. He was one of the, and I think that's one of the reasons why me and Arthur got close also, because he realizes that I'm not just here to rub off of him, just get a match and dip.
Yeah,
I think he realized that and realized okay, CZB is not that type of guy who wants to use me and such. Because I feel like some people do use Arthur because they know how good Arthur is, but they never want to know the man behind it.
Yeah,
I was different. I wanted to know yo, Arthur, what's good with you, bro?
Yeah.
But also that part of the match was ass. Change that, but yeah,
Do you feel new people now can take constructive criticism, or sometimes you just have to hold it back and there's no point of talking to
I don't hold anything back. I don't hold nothing back.
No, meaning will you go out your way?
If I feel like people can't take shit, then I'm gonna just keep my mouth shut about it. That's how I am sometimes.
Yeah.
I always let them know though. I'm you're such a crybaby that I don't even want to say shit to you. So I'm gonna keep it to myself. That's why I tell people. When I don't want to give them criticism.
Yeah. There was a time where I had to, everybody, because there were times where people come up to me about HLR this, HLR that, HLR this, HLR that, right? And I'm all right, I'll teach you and whatnot. But I'm in my head, why am I teaching you if you're not gonna fucking do it? Example, Angry New Yorker. He wanted to learn HLR from me, right? And I'm okay, here it is. Here's what I do. These are the angles that I use and whatnot. And from there, stopped. And I'm why did you stop? But then he'll went on a live and say, I'm not going to learn this HLR thing, and all that stuff. And he'll, do little symbolisms here and there. Then here's another guy, Phoenix, reached out to me and whatnot. And I gave him my 2 cents. And I'm do this, and do this. That's it. Then I'll teach you the next shit. But you cannot do anything else that because you're gonna overwhelm yourself and whatnot. Start off simple. Do simple ass shit.
What's the crazy thing is I was the one who pushed Phoenix to be yo, Phoenix, you want to get known so bad. You're outside your bubble now.
Yeah.
If you want to, he always said he wants to get into the high-road aspect. He said that for so long, even before he went to the universal world. When he was in SPW, when I first met him at SPW, he was always yo, I see all this high-road shit. I always want to know how people do it. And I always tell him bro, trust me, it's not that hard. It's just time consuming.
Isn't.
That's why
it really isn't.
It's just time.
Yeah.
It's just time consuming, really. That's it.
Yeah.
If you put the time in a day and take your own sweet ass time to perfect it, cheers for you. You're doing exactly. I always
tell people, and Wade can back me up on this. Is HLR is easy. Putting the matches together, that's hard.
Exactly.
That's hard. HLR, anybody can learn HLR, but it's the putting together of matches. Now I got a question.
I pushed him. I'm Phoenix, you really want to do this shit? Do it. And I kept on pushing him until eventually he said, you know what, bro, I will try it. And luckily for me, it succeeded well.
Yeah, man. That guy's a fucking firecracker right now, bro.
He has a flame under his heart right now.
He's doing mad lines right now. He's doing mad lines
I made a prediction when the Call Observers released their breakout stars, I'm you know what, Phoenix, watch. Next year it's gonna be you. And so far, I think I'm pretty sure I'm right.
Speaking about Call Observer, what are your thoughts about Call Observer, Call Journalist, Wrestle Hub?
Bro, they're all fun. They're fun, man. I like people getting mad.
Oh, you like people getting mad?
I'm not gonna hold you and act like I didn't get mad one time. The only time I really got mad at a rating on my match, I felt okay, you know what?
But why do you care though? Why do you care about it?
I care about it because you're critiquing. I feel like it's too I care about it to a certain extent because it's it pushes people to do better. So I feel like with Call Observer is like, okay, bro, we got our own, like, we got our own system now that tells us like, yo, we're doing bad or we're doing good or bad. And with the matches we do, like, and I tell people with Call Observers, like, yo, they get mad and like, yo, they don't put no description about why the match was ass. And I told them like, bro, how about you hit them up in the DMs? Because that's what I did.
Well, that's what you did?
Like, not even for my match. It was for like in Summer Love when Ray Lethal versus that other guy got rated like a 2-star. That was the first time I was like, oh wow, that low. I expect at least a 3. So I hit them up and they gave me I hit them up and they gave me a full-on description about why they thought the match wasn't that good. It involved placement, it involved the way it was recorded, it involved everything. You know what? I can't get mad. He gave a perfect, review. And it's like, yeah, bro, I respect it. I sent it to Ray also. And you know what? Ray was like, you know what, bro? He's right. So like, yeah, bro, that's it. if people want to know that, if people want to know why their matches are ass or why they're rated that low, just ask them, bro. There's no like, honesty is the best medicine, bro.
They'll tell you the truth. What's funny, and as a person who got like technically 3 5-stars and whatnot, I never asked them why, because I learned this from pro wrestling itself is, when a match is good. People, and I'll only ask 2 people if my matches are good. It's only R-Dub and Trey Mercer. I asked them, do you think this is good? And there are times where I don't even ask them at all. Because you technically, in the person's eyes, you'll know when a match is good.
Yep.
Like Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania. You knew it was good.
Yep.
Or was Rock versus Stone Cold at WrestleMania 17 great? It could be good, but what made it good was the build-up. And people just want to see them get fucked up. Was it a 30-minute classic? Like, no, it wasn't a 30-minute classic. Yeah. Towards the ending, Vince McMahon was doing 20 million fucking stunners to, Stark was doing, was it a great match? It had great moments. Well, was the match great? Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker in Hell in a Cell was the better match than Mankind versus Undertaker. The match itself was great. Undertaker versus Mankind just had great moments. It doesn't make it a great match. We can debate about that. But also, let's remember, it also depends on how the people react to the match. Exactly. Because it could be the most dog shit match in the world, and people will be like, "Yo, that was the most greatest experience I ever lived." For example, Hulk Hogan versus The Rock. No one came into that for the wrestling aspect. They came into that for like the finally 2 legends are colliding, 2 generations colliding. That's the reason why they watch it. We're in the moment, like we're living in the moment, and it was incredible. That's why sometimes. Oh yeah, I'm sorry to cut you off. Go ahead. I was gonna say for some matches, it could be moments, it could be a nostalgic trip, it could be anything, man. But I just hope that people don't really come in the matches thinking like, oh, it's all about the wrestling. It's never all about the wrestling. No, it's all to me it's a little bit of everything. When I did Crom versus Trey, I knew I had a big responsibility because these are 2 big names, so people are gonna watch it. So I had to think of that aspect. I have to think about these guys grew so much because that was my theme in my head. That's why I think of themes. Is like these 2 have growth. They haven't faced each other since Asgard, and I had to watch that match. That's what I do. I do my homework, guys. I had to watch that match, but then I realized Kron does Violence Unlimited. So clearly he has that street style MMA, street fight style that I have to put in. Trey Mercer grew so much since that last match with Asgard because he's more of a catch shoot guy. He learned more about himself, so I had to implement that style, right? Then I realized, okay, I got to create decent spots and moments, and I have to tell a story because it's all about growth, Crom then was not the same Crom as we see now. He has that Crombo slice, right? I remember I seen a hashtag about that, and I'm like, okay, let me see if I can tell that story. Then you have Perk Mercer, right? I have to tell that story. So there's a lot of stuff that goes into creating a match of that magnitude. Because I didn't want to do just, these are top caliber names. Of course, So and that's what I do when I do me versus you versus Jay. I have to tell a story between that. You with your style, my style, Jay's underdog, suicide style. Like, okay, how can I create a story, themes? So I was like, all right, and that's why I said like you'll know when it's a good match because you'll just see it and be like, that is.
Yeah, people anyone can record a good match.
Yeah.
It's just that what's going to be the memorable part about it once once it all settles in and the match is in the dusk in the husk.
In my head,
what do you expect? What do you remember afterwards? Like, is it going to be memorable? Like a month from now, 2 months from now? Like, people were excited for Trey versus Crown Part 2 for a reason. It's the reason why people wanted the match to happen so badly.
Yeah.
Both. I look at it as it's like Trey Mercer, after he beat Crom, he got up there. Like, that's it. He was Mount Everest. Like, because Crom was seen, not Crom. Trey Mercer was seen for so long as a tag team guy, but once he beat somebody at that caliber that people wanted to lose so badly, it was worth it. And the best part is that it would have been worse if Trey won the match and didn't like elevate afterwards. But luckily for us, Trey was steady moving upwards, and he became Mount Everest. And as for Crom, people, I don't get why people hate on Crom. And I can let me not lie.
You in my head,
but bro, why are you trying to say like Crom is over pushing everything? For like the first 2 years of Crom's career, he was taking loss after loss after loss. Like, so don't try and like knock out his hustle. He's been hustling for a while. He took the pins. He took everything. He took the pins against people who didn't even deserve it. But you know what? He knows that he's in it for the story, and he knows in the long run it won't matter no more because he'll be on top one way or another.
Yeah.
And Crom elevated his style and everything, man. Yeah. The moment where I thought like the moment that I knew that for sure Crom was gonna be up there and be like a top 3, top 5, after him versus Butterslug, the build up to him versus Butterslug, the rematch, and then the match itself, I was like, yeah, Crom is here to stay. Crom is not going to change positions for anybody. That's it. He's gonna be up there. And if you're mad that you're gonna lose to him, suck it up. He earned his place. You didn't. So
speaking about places and whatnot, especially this whole power ranking shit and all these new guys, new breed coming along and trying to downgrade the older guys and whatnot. How do you feel about that? Like, people who just now got into the scene and now they're just talking like, oh, we're the cool kids or something, like what? How do you personally feel?
Okay, let me look at it like that. They could be the cool kids all they want. I feel like I'm like the what do you call it? I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. You could be the cool. I feel like they could be the cool kids, but I'm the captain.
Like, I'm not. It's funny. Like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. If something that Angry New Yorker said to me and whatnot, especially during the whole Call Observer run of this shit. He's like, oh, the reason why blah 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 is because of Crom and the HLR guys and all. In my head, I'm like, why do you personally feel that way? You're just a new guy coming in, and now you're trying to make it. I feel like everybody's trying to make a name for themselves.
It's funny because Angry New Yorker is one of those people who really try to downplay the work I do. Because like 2 weeks ago, in recent times, he said that basically like, oh, when it comes to promo work, you're good, but you're no better than me. You're only on top because of the cool kids. And
exactly.
I'm like, bro.
In my head, I'm like, what?
I respond. You know what's crazy? I responded to him, and he has to talk back since. Because for so long, I ignored him for a reason. Wanna know why? Because he's not worth the time. He thrives off negativity. It's crazy. It really is crazy. He's someone who says like, I'm not here to hate, but you're the polar opposite. How do you lie to yourself and your morality? I don't understand that. But the crazy part is also like I responded to him and I said, bro, you could say that I have all these guys on my back all they want. You can say I'm cool with them and that. Beforehand, I wasn't a popular one. I built my shit up brick by brick from the bottom. And you're not gonna take that away from me.
And that's where I feel exactly. Because I'm sorry to cut you off, but I want to piggyback off that. It's like that's how I feel. But what's funny is, and my career is I never downplayed anybody. I never did that. I was like, I wanted to learn who are you? Why are people talking about you? All right, I respect your legacy. It's more about I respect people's legacy, and I won't come here and be like, fuck you or cool kids or I was never like, and I'm not like that. And I personally want to know, and most likely I will interview Angry New Yorker, is like, why do you personally feel that way, or like, why are you trying to downplay people? People have a reason to talk shit and back it up. That's what XVPW is all about. Is we gonna talk shit, but we're gonna back it up. And this is why I'm gonna talk shit, but I'm gonna back it up. You talk your shit, but you back it up because you have paid your dues.
You have a legacy. But I'm also say this. Like, if I was off my game, if I was barely around, then I can understand why you think I don't deserve the position I am. Mm-hmm. But I'm still active. I'm still full time. I'm still everything. I'm here forever. Even when I leave, my spirit is still here. And you're not you're not gonna do no ritual. You're not gonna do none of that to make my spirit disappear. Mm-hmm. Because legends never die. Yeah. Heroes, legends never die, man. And, to a certain extent, I consider myself as such, because once I leave this platform, I'm pretty sure people are still gonna be like, yo, you should have been around for this CZB era. You should have been around for this match.
Yeah, I heard about that when I came out and asked about Kira, like, oh, who's Kira? I heard about Kira one time, but everybody said Kira.
You know what's crazy? People want to talk about, like, people like, time is whatever you make it as, bro. Mm-hmm. Time is your luxury. Yeah. Kira made time his luxury for the short time he was popular. And I'm saying for the short time, not because he fell off. It's because he disappeared out of nowhere. Yeah. Out of thin air, he just disappeared. And when I tell people, I don't bash people for not being that era. You know what I do? I educate them. Exactly. I send them the post. I send them the post. I send them what Kira has created. I send them the post. I send them the storylines. I'm like, yo, Kira versus Levi, the storyline itself was good. The match, don't watch it. That's how I go about it. I'm honest about it. But yeah, like Angry New Yorker could be mad all he wants. He could say that the 3 most popular capital letters.
It's funny. Like, I'm cool with people behind the scenes. Like, I'm cool before the call. Like, let me get to know you as a person, because I want to pick your brain. But if you're just gonna talk shit about the cause, then like, okay, you just don't like it because of the cause. But are you really this asshole person? Luckily enough, Angry New Yorker behind the scenes, he's a decent guy.
Oh no, I know that.
Exactly. But in my head, I'm like, why do you feel like? Why do you call it the cool kids table? Like, are you mad because they have this legacy and they're famous and you don't see the hype behind it? Maybe I understand that. John Cena didn't see that same way about CM Punk, but sooner or later they had to work together, and next thing you know, boom, they had a decent classic. You end up finding out that CM Punk actually likes John Cena, But that's how it always is with independent wrestlers. Oh, I don't see the hype behind him.
But but also you can make the same you could talk about John Cena and everything. How about the segment where John Cena is like, why? Because I didn't put in work in the indie scene where I was made. Like, yo, exactly. Like I said, you can hate I can understand why people hate John Cena and everything, but you can't. But bro, come on, man. Yeah. At the end of the day, you gotta respect what he paved for so many others. Exactly. And that's how I feel like. With people like Crom and Trey Mercer and me and R-Dub has paved the way for a lot of people. R-Dub was here before me. R-Dub was here before Crom. R-Dub was here before Trey Mercer. Mm-hmm. So R-Dub is literally like literally he's the last. He lives by his nickname. The last. Not even. It's not a nickname.
Last of dying breed. No, it's not a nickname. He is the last of dying breed.
It's the living proof. The last of a dying breed. That's what he is. Because literally, R-Dub could disappear right now, and people will remember him. People will be like, "Damn, R-Dub was so
even
good.
Twitter guys know who fucking R-Dub is." That's another thing.
Yeah. Yeah. But the crazy thing is, Twitter guys also try to downplay R-Dub's work.
Yeah, we can't win them all. Yeah,
but I always tell people like, okay, bro, you know what I think about Twitter? I think it's like Call Observer posted that 5v5, 4v4, whatever the hell it is. He put you, me, Crom, Trey, and who else? R-Dub on the same team, right?
Yeah.
And versus other guys like Matt Shorts, and Malik. I don't know if Malachi was on that list. Matt Shorts, though, I respect him to the fullest. Matt Shorts was one of the guys who were friendly towards me, and didn't see me as anything else. He viewed me as a content creator, not no IG person, which I can appreciate.
I respect
because
that.
I don't want this to be out of context or think like I'm thinking too deep into this. Mm-hmm. But you calling me an IG guy is like you calling me the N-word. That's how I feel. Like you calling me an IG guy when we're all, which is crazy because we're on the same video game and everything, but apparently because I'm on Instagram, I'm below you, and I don't view that. So I'm like, okay, bro, you want to do that to me? I don't want to do that to you in return, but you know the same way the same way you show respect to me is the same way I'm gonna respect you in the return.
Yeah.
So that's how I see. Like, you know, when they're saying, when people like DH Young are saying like, yo, you know what, they'll clean sweep, yeah. I'm here like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, it is crazy. They said that Trey is the only threat in that. But you know what's crazier? You went to a draw with them. You know what's crazier? Crom knocked him out.
And what's crazy is R-Dub and all that stuff. Their feud, R-Dub and Trey.
And R-Dub had a trilogy with Trey also, and they went to a draw match also. I'm only, unfortunately, I'm still waiting on my Trey match. Well, hopefully it happens. I want that match to happen in due time. I hope so, before Trey wraps it up. But yeah, like, bro, that's what I'm talking about. Like, that's why I always say, like, yo, educate yourself. Don't come into something being disrespectful when you know absolutely nothing.
Nothing. Exactly.
And that's why. That's how I feel. That's why I feel about Twitter people.
That's how I feel. And then that's how I feel about new guys coming in. Yeah. And they're like, and they hating. They're hating on guys that's been doing it for so long. I'm like, why? You know. So, yeah. But you know what? Enough of that. We have 15 minutes on the clock. Now it's time for you guys to ask your questions. I'm sorry. We talked a lot. But yeah, it's about to be 9. So if you guys have any questions for CZB till 9, drop them now and he'll answer them.
Tell me what you want me to do. Top 5, whatever. Top 10, whatever. Ask these, like, you know, casual questions. Yeah, I told Crom yesterday or something. Yeah. I feel like I was the only person. I felt like I was the only person who thought outside the box. I was like, yo, Crom, who will you tag with and who would your team tag match be? That's how I feel. I feel like I was the only one who asked
God, here he goes. Top 5 people who fell off. Crom says top 5 people who fell off.
Chris Malenko, Trey Devlin. Who else? I had other people in mind. Chris Malenko, yup. With all due respect to that man, I don't respect him no more. But his golden era was the golden ticket. I wish you were there for the golden ticket era, Chris Malenko. You would have loved it.
I heard about it. I feel like you would. I heard about it.
It was a good time. It was like he's probably his best character. It felt like he was the Chris Jericho of Call. Oh. It really did feel like he was a Chris Jericho of Call. But, you know, it is what it is. He ruined his self-image, and I can't help him. So, boo-hoo, you fell off. Retire. Just retire. I'm sick of these guys. Sick of this shit. But, yeah, let me continue. Trey Devlin. Trey Devlin. All due respect to Trey. Nah, even I'm going to take that back. Why am I lying? Trey Devlin disappeared on the face of the earth. He comes back thinking he's hot shit, but he forgot. In order to keep your place, you gotta maintain your place. But, you know, whatever. He was and every New Yorker, I'm gonna requote a same KKK Crazy Cracker Killers members quote. You were never on. So get mad about it. Post it on your social media. Say, shall I respond to ZZB? I don't care, bro. Do whatever you want. Do whatever you wish. I don't care. And then 2 other people that I hate.
I had to be hate.
Levi Con. I feel like I don't want to say Levi Connors because, you know, he's on top there. He has top matches. But I feel like it's not because of him in particular. It's because of the opposite, on the person on the opposite side. The person who's also, you know, trying to make the story perfect. That's how I feel like with Phoenix. Levi, no offense, you're one-dimensional. No offense, you say the same old love song, and you suck. Get better. You want to be a rich boy, but you don't talk like a rich boy. So yeah, that him also, and then that's 3 or 4.
I think that's 4. Yeah.
That's 4. Okay. Then one more person. Who else? Let me see. Let me think. Who else? Honestly? Because like I said, I don't really pay attention. Not that I don't really pay attention, but, you know, when names fade away, it fades off my memory. But yeah, it is what it is.
Benaya asks,
let's just stick with those 4. Fuck it. Yeah.
Benaya asks, what is the perfect meal for CZB?
Man, perfect meal, bro. Let me buy some toppings up. You know, let me buy some jalapeno pizza with jalapeno toppings.
You like jalapenos on your pizza? Really? You like spicy pizza? Huh.
Yeah, of course. I'm a Dominican. People, I don't know why people. You know, I argue with this with my girl. She's like, she's like, no, Anthony. Mexicans are the ones who got no spice. I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? I'm Hispanic. What are you talking about? We're Dominican. But yeah, I'm like, yeah. I like spice. I like ranch. Wings also.
Wings.
Wing. I love wings. Who doesn't love wings? I feel like you're weird if you don't love wings. Like,
Are,
yeah.
are you a drums guy or a wings guy?
Both.
Both. I like drums.
Yeah.
Drums are my
But I
thing.
like drums. Yeah. I'm both. But when it comes to drums, I'm gonna demolish it like regular show. But yeah.
Uh, Crom asks, "What's your top 5 matches that you had and top 5 you want to have?"
5 times I had me versus RW unsanctioned match. Me, DXGS, me and Robin, the OG, versus Divine Eye, Kira, and Butter Slug. Now that's a match I think you should go to the Dynasty page and find. That was the main event also. I think you'll love that tag team match also.
Yeah, cool.
It was crazy. I've been featured in some classic tag team matches. It's never with the same person either.
And it's
but yeah,
and it's always a rare match to see. Yeah.
it's a weird combination, but it's worth it. All right,
Yeah.
that's number 2 on top 5. Who else? Me versus Bozo me versus Bozo at Collision. Definitely my definitely like it had everything, man. It had the we call it supernatural aspect. It had like the overpowering aspect, everything, man. It definitely felt like should have a comic book, which Sean Leota, you're good. Don't stop. What else? That's 3. I'm looking. Me versus TJ Lee. Gone to the back of your head. Name 5 TJ Lee matches. That's one of them. You can name me versus TJ Lee in my first defense back with me on Mask, at War Chamber. And then number 5. What's number 5 actually? Let me actually look through my past real quick for number 5. Oh, me versus Alex Haas, Trials of Talos 2 years ago. He beat me in the semifinals. I won my rematch. I'm still waiting on my rematch for 2 years to make it. I'm gonna get my rematch somehow.
Maybe an XVPW. Maybe I could book that.
Yeah, maybe I did. I'm trying, man, to get my rematch. Yeah. So yeah, but yeah, and for 5 matches I want to happen in the future. Definitely, Mia X have to have a proper story and everything. So yeah, Mia X is up there, obviously.
I'll work with you.
What else?
It's gonna be interesting.
What happened?
I'll work with you.
Exactly. Yeah, it'll be interesting. Don't worry. Yeah. Me versus Carter Young. I need that match also. Carter Young, you saw me call you out, but you haven't responded to my promo in a few months. That's concerning. Are you ducking? I told you I hate duckers.
Yeah.
Trey Mercer, friends turn bitter foes. I have a lot of reasons for why I wouldn't say I necessarily turned on Trey. Like, I didn't stab him in the back or anything. I just grew as a person, and I think the way he handles things is just, plain stupid. So, yeah. But we'll get to that eventually when that story settles in. What else? Definitely me versus Phoenix. The crazy part is in SPW, when I first joined SPW in the 2K19 era, me and Phoenix teased a match with each other. And the crazy part is it didn't happen. We ended up being like, bandmates basically.
Yeah.
But at the time it's like, I'm basically this nigga's leader. I'm basically his teacher in a way. So eventually the teacher will have to face the student.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's when that match happens, definitely will be the best. Maybe it might be my best storytelling match yet. But we'll see when that happens. Yeah. Definitely the match will live up, but the story is what I care about most. And then for the last match, come on, bro. Me and Crom came from the same. We built ourselves from the ground up at the same time period, and we somehow haven't faced each other. That's crazy. So yeah. That's 5 matches that I top 5 matches I just named for myself, and top 5 matches I want in the future.
Right.
So yeah,
that's what's up, man. I got a question and whatnot.
Yeah, go ahead.
This triple threat that Crom pitched. You
triple
are the, I'm not triple threat. 3 versus 3. It was Crom, R-Dub, and you versus basically United by Honor, me, and Trey and Carter and whatnot. How do you think that outcome would go? Not if there's a W or an L. How do you picture a match like that?
Bro, that's a match that holds so much power in terms of stats, recognition, and everything. Especially when the newest guy in that group is you, because the other 5 of us have been around for a while.
Yeah,
Trey Mercer has been around longer, longer than me, obviously. But you get the point of view, like you're like the newest one in that group.
Yeah,
I'm
like what am I? Am I like the Gohan or something?
I compare you to Gohan too. That's a crazy part. I said one of your flaws is you're Gohan.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about pre-teen Gohan. So
I need to see the death of Android 16?
16.
I need to see Android 16 like get his head stomped in before I go
Yeah, it's gonna be a moment like that. You're gonna have your Kota Ibushi moment where you're like, you're waiting, you gonna get that. We'll get there. But yeah, I think that 3v3 will definitely be like, definitely has to be once in a lifetime where we never do it again.
Yes. I feel like that's one of those
matches where it's like, it's one of those matches like it's like we'll let people like drown in it for like one time only.
Yeah, one time only.
And they had to live off that memory. Like I said, it's so much power, so much star power in that match. Because me, Crom, and R-Dub at one side, he basically been running shit for a while now.
Yeah.
Trey Mercer has also been running shit for a while now. Carter Young, he's been, I wouldn't say up and coming because he's not really up and coming no more. He's up there.
He's up there now. But, he's up there.
He's definitely up there. But I feel like he's faced so much like baby faces, not baby faces, but his only adversity he has to conquer is Crom, because Crom beat the absolute shit out of him.
Yeah.
But what happens if he stands in the ring with someone like R-Dub that he hasn't faced yet? Someone like me, he's been ducking. So yeah. And then we also got you, obviously. Yeah. That because like at least in character wise,
I always wanted to face R-Dub, and I always wanted to face you, and Crom always wanted to face me, and this is probably his only chance of ever facing me in a match is that.
But that'll be crazy though. Imagine if somehow you and R-Dub would happen prior to that, and that's like the first match where it's like, oh god, it's like this is definitely like a new gen versus old gen type matchup. OG versus new breed right there.
Yeah.
Which I'm down to see that, and I hope like I said, it's a once in a lifetime 3-on-3, because a lot of 3-on-3s don't really have that much stardom, but that could definitely be like it won't even be like our surface. It's like we're reaching the beyond and we're just standing on our surface. So like I'm down for that. If we ever get it booked in the future,
we just need I told if everybody's listening to this, just pitch it to R-Dub, because everybody's on board. It's just him.
No. Okay, here's the issue. R-Dub, if this will happen, I think this will happen more after
your rivalry.
After me R-Dub's rivalry is done, then it could be like more like approachable.
Yeah.
But also I'm gonna just say this. I'm gonna just reveal this. Me or Crom also have something in the future, so it's gonna have to wait until after that also. But until then, it's still gonna happen. I'm still there for it to happen. After all of that, R-Dub, I'll drag R-Dub in it. I'll be like, R-Dub, you have a choice, man. We gotta make some magic here, bro. Stop being a bitch.
Some people just wants to see a really good match between these three matches.
Sometimes you don't even need it. Nah. I mean, that match will definitely have a story, but sometimes people just want to see a good ass match. I feel like that would be like if you're telling me like when's the last time a 3-on-3 got like 5 stars in the call? Never. I think we could do that.
3-on-3 with top HLR producers of the community and all that stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Top characters in the community. Yeah, we could definitely have that 5-star breaker right there. So I'm down for it.
Yeah, man. Well, we have 1 more minute left. Any shout outs you want to give?
Shout out to Wade for giving me the opportunity and being the one who took a chance on me. Definitely looking forward to one day where I have a storyline with them, since we haven't faced each other yet. And it's gonna be complex and everything, since basically he's the originator of me. So shout out to Crom. We came up at the same time, and we're both supportive of each other. We don't go against each other. We have the same views for most parts. We might have different views, but it's always funny. It's always shits and giggles at the end.
Yeah.
Who else? What else? Shout out to Jay Fontaine. Shout out to Mike Storm, the black one. Shout out to Betty. Who else? Man, I'm going to keep shouting out people. Robin, Phoenix, Brock Pierce, the Assassin, Carter Young. Who else? R-Dub, personal homie, obviously. Who else? Troy Dillon, if you ever watched this shit, shout out to you. Al Walker, V-Kid, shout out to both of ya. What else? Who else, man? Cassidy Osborne, shout out to you. TJ Evans, go fuck yourself. Who else? Obviously shout out to you, X, because obviously
you don't have to shout out me. What the fuck? You're right here.
And then who else? Yeah. Who else should I thank, honestly? So, even though I don't respect this man no more, shout out to Chris Malenko. You were definitely one of the people that a lot of people looked up to in this community. I'm just sad that I'm just sad that vision has faded away. But it is what it is. Things grow.
Don't worry, you'll see these guys in XVPW. It's fine.
No, I'm not
they're
talking.
there.
No, I don't mean it. No, okay, I'll kick his ass. Book me against him. I'll kick his ass.
Yeah.
I've been wanting my rematch against him too.
All right, fuck it, guys. CZB signed XVPW. He's gonna face Chris Malenko at a One Night Delight match. I'll make it a death match. I'll do a death match.
Go for it, man. It's about time.
But yeah, man, thank you guys for checking it out. Make sure to follow CZB on Instagram. I'm pretty sure you also have Twitter too, right? Yeah.
Lib Bastard too. Okay.
Yeah, Lib Bastard. Check him out. Yo, man, this is actually a really good talk. I didn't know we're gonna go over 2 hours, but we did it.
When it comes to talking to me, you gotta get ready. That's what I always tell people.
Yeah, man. Well, we did it. We did it. Shout out to everybody on the chat. Thank you all for checking it out. Tomorrow I'm gonna have Marco Vetti on. It's gonna be pretty cool. But yeah, man. Appreciate you, bro. Keep doing your thing.
Yeah, raise a glass to the both of us.
Cheers. Peace. And good shit, bro.
Finally, ramps up.